time to talk some piss and more. We gonna talk about it all. DVD, CD, UHD, VHS, books, Blu-ray. Who knows, maybe you'll even see a laser disc today. Let's get physical. We wanna talk some physical media. Movies and TV, music and more. Come check out what we have in store. This is the Media House Dream. It's time for some physical media on FanZcene.
I know it was like really popular because it like won some Oscars and whatever, but
Jimmy does that.
It's got the Mighty Ducks guy. Got that guy.
No! Yes, but no! He's not the Mighty Ducks guy! It's Emilio Estevez! For the
You can never have enough physical media.
Well, hello and welcome, fellow followers, back to the Physical Media Show here on FanZcene. With me tonight is Tom, and my partner in crime as always, and also returning the reigning supreme runner.
What's up with the beetle hair, yo?
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know.
Everybody turn on the camera. I'll be the hi. How are you?
like my hair right now.
No, on your picture, you look like Runner Lennon. Now you look like you're trying to be like Jay Bowman 5 years ago.
My hair has grown a lot lately. I'll say that.
I've been doing nothing but picking on this poor kid since.
It's because we missed him. We missed the little fucker. We did.
Yeah, I'm no longer a kid.
I've been just
anymore,
relentless.
technically,
But it is good to have you back here.
Oh, so you're a man now, so you should be able to take it.
Yeah.
have I not before?
No,
I've
I know. We're
put
just
up with
giving you
your
hell.
shit.
You have. You've actually been quite the sport. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had a birthday a month ago, so
A month ago.
yeah, it was
Oh,
over a
happy
month
birthday.
ago. I turned 21.
21. Oh, you can drink now.
Yeah, I can.
Sweet. Go get you drunk. I
Oh,
don't
that's
drink.
that's
I'll get you drunk.
happened. That's happened a decent amount of times lately, and it's not fun.
He's already become an old man.
Yeah, it's some annoying ass kids sitting in front of me when watching that new Apes movie. It was terrible.
Sorry to hear that.
That's bad timing.
Yeah.
All right, let's say hi to the chat real quick, and we'll get into the nitty gritty of the physical media. And with us tonight, we have Heather Preston saying hi. Hi, Heather Preston. How are you? We have Tim Hayes. What's up, Tim Hayes? Glad to have you here. Random Brad Creator, my dude. Always glad to have you in the chat with us tonight. We have Deleted Scenes. What is up, Steven? Salute to you as well. Ace Hanlon says hello to you, Ace Hanlon. Terry Scott, hell to you and good evening as well. What's up, Cowabunga dude? Glad to have you with us tonight. And Brian Barth, hell to you. Glad to have you with us as well. Anthony Draven, hell to you, and everyone in the chat, he says, good to have you here. And Tyrell72, hell to you, and good to have you here as well. Hell Runner and F your Best Buy. I love it.
Well,
I updated it.
That's Best Buy in general because they're all
Yeah.
sellouts.
That's what I did. I updated the emoji to just F Best Buy now.
I saw that. I was like,
Yeah.
Greg, you did a good job.
Yes, I know. And hello, Hollowfield. Welcome,
Because
my
it's
friend.
not just
Glad to
my
have you
Best
with us.
Buy, it's all of them.
All Best Buy, yes. And Stephen Luther, what's up? Glad to have you with us this evening, night, whatever time it may be where you guys are. Hey, look, we got 6. Dude, you're still in the annoying ass kids range to me. Well, welcome, 6. Glad to have you with us.
I know I was at the store earlier, and hey, Six, I was talking to a kid who was working there, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm 22 now, and I'm a man, and blah blah blah. I moved out of my parents' house and shit." I'm like, "You're the same age as my kid," because he said something about the guy before him was a kid, and he was like, "Well, I shouldn't say that. He's almost my age." I'm like, "Yeah, well, you're a kid to me, and so we're both of you." Like, yeah.
That's literally what I told Runner before you got here. I was like, well, you're still a kid to me. Oh,
I'm
man.
like, "You're still a baby."
Yes. Well, welcome, Christopher Barker.
Looks kind of like a baby.
like a baby. Welcome, Christopher Barker.
Baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back.
Chili's baby back ribs.
Get in my belly.
Yes, Christopher Barker. Yes, the long night on Game of Thrones. You can't see a damn thing, even with the lights off. You can't. It was just one of the most horribly shot episodes. But glad to have you with us. And Poker Ace 6666, hell to you. And I think that's all. Glad to have you all in the chat with us and everybody watching at home. I hope you're ready for some physical media tonight. And there you go. There's the F Best Buy.
Yeah, F Best Buy.
Yes. And of course,
There's
that
the F Shout Factories.
Yes. And then always rewind.
Funnily enough, I haven't bought much from Shout Factory in a while, and it has nothing to do with Tom's whole fiasco. I just haven't gotten shit from them lately.
There's a bunch coming from them.
Say that out loud. You say that you don't do it because I don't give a shit if it is or not, but you say it is because of me.
You gotta have his back.
Yeah, Jesus.
Well,
dude.
it sucks what happened. I haven't bought anything off of their website in a while.
Let me watch this. Watch this. Greg, do you buy anything from Shout Factory anymore?
No, I don't. And it's
Why
because
not?
of you. It's because of you.
Well,
you're my bro, and
I'm
I
glad to
stand
have
solidarity with you.
Have your support and fuck
Wait,
Shout
I thought
Factory.
No,
fuck
you
Shout
do.
Factory.
You did get some.
He's got a Shout
from...
Factory thing tonight, but he didn't get it from there. How do you know? He wouldn't lie to me.
I didn't buy it from Shout Factory. I pre-ordered it from other means because
Yeah,
they're actually better.
What, did you go to like
Diabolique.
Diabolic DVD or something?
They're better than Amazon lately. Yeah, Diabolic.
and that'll come up later.
No, Diabolic's cool. I agree.
Yeah.
You know what really pisses me off is I could have went and got Killer Clowns today, but I would have had to drove over an hour to get it.
Dang.
So that'd be a 2-hour trip just for one movie. Fuck that.
Yeah. I don't blame
Walmart.
you. Yeah. But have a good night, Six. You take care.
Sorry, Six.
But yeah. No, I'm with Tom. You know, I've only ever bought through other means Shout Factory here lately. To be honest with you.
Well, the hilarity of it is they're not stopping me from doing anything, right? I mean, really, all they're doing is making an inconvenience for me, which is pretty much what they want to do, I'm sure, because they're still getting my money, and it's still a pain in the ass for me. But like, do you really not think that I don't know at least a dozen people who would order shit for me?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I would do it too for you if you wanted.
And that's how petty they are. Is when I started a new account, they canceled that one too.
Yeah, no, that's kind of fucked.
Yeah, that's messed up.
That's fucked.
But whatever. I mean, just because. I mean, honestly, I probably, if I didn't have the same address or something like that, it may have made a difference. But whatever.
Yeah. As far as new releases, what was it? I don't think there was much announced, was there?
I didn't notice much. Let me look here.
Criterion announced some stuff.
Nothing worth getting all excited about, though. I don't think that was a while back.
True.
Risky Business and stuff, but I don't know about anything since.
No, I'm not talking about that. That was
they announced Real Life, an American comedy, Mother, starring Albert Brooks and Debbie Reynolds.
Last Emperor, yeah.
I was gonna say The Last Emperor was probably like.
Oh yeah, I saw that earlier. Those are about the only real SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, the Steelbook.
Sony's releasing Beverly Hills Ninja on Blu-ray.
Oh,
yeah, standard Blu-ray, but still
standard. Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of that film. It's all right.
It's funny. It's not good.
I'm not gonna lie, that SpongeBob movie Steelbook is pretty sweet.
The movie might be crap, but yeah.
No, the movie's great.
You know what surprised me was some of these Kino cults that are 4K that they're releasing. Nightmare Beach on 4K from Kino Cult. I bought that on one of their sales on a Blu-ray a few years back. That's a pretty good movie, but I
noticed.
Go ahead. No, I was gonna say it's a pretty good movie, but I wouldn't have figured it for a 4K ever. So.
Oh, that was the other thing. We're getting Friends for some reason in 4K.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Because Friends cried out for a 4K release. Damn it!
It did, didn't it?
God, they're gonna scan all that show and Why? Why?
There's so many
It's
other better
pointless.
shows.
Well, yeah, like Battlestar Galactica.
Exactly.
Sure, Star Trek. Yes, I can totally understand. Even Batman the Animated Series would totally make sense.
Yeah, I can see that.
Friends?
Yeah.
Look, it's not. I'm not saying Friends is extremely popular. Okay, I get that.
Excuse me.
But the problem is 90% of the people who are fans of Friends, A, don't buy physical media. B, don't give a shit if it's DVD or Blu-ray or HD DVD or fucking Laserdisc as far as that goes. C, they watch everything on streaming anyway.
Exactly.
Why do you think
That's true.
Netflix paid so goddamn much for Friends?
Exactly. And that's like exactly when they just released the numbers for the top streaming shows. It's none of the new shows, it's Friends.
Yeah,
Friends
it's always,
is on there with Gilmore Girls and all the
the
other
newer
shows.
one has been Everybody Found Suits was one that people discovered recently too.
Suits,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Suits,
that show is
Gilmore
already a few
Girls,
years old.
Yeah.
I'd rather get a 4K of The Office. I'd buy that.
Eh.
Even that's one I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that's
Like,
those shows are priced at best.
That's true. I'm just saying.
like, I mean, I can
I'm
think of
just
a
saying I
dozen
get it.
old sci-fi shows right now that would qualify for a 4K release way before that. It's just, I get it.
you're
Maybe
right.
the sales are there, but it's just kind of like, you know, it's like the Jurassic Park thing. Just because you can does not mean you should.
Exactly. I'd rather have the Highlander series in 4K, and we've been waiting on the
Right?
Blu-ray of that for years.
Yeah, we can't even get the Blu-ray out of that. They're like, yeah, well, it's coming eventually.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
You know,
3 years
if
later.
Warner Brothers is gonna release Friends on 4K, release the Venture Brothers complete series on 4K.
Let me- We'll probably get Friends on 4K before we get the entire Nightmare on Elm Street series, and that's
Yeah.
probably the only thing we didn't mention was that we did, or did we mention that last week?
You weren't here, but I covered it last week when you.
Okay, so I forgot. Yeah, last week I was at the movies. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
But
No
we'll
problem.
talk about that later.
Yeah. Here's some Stephen wants to know about this, which this was a big story that kind of broke. It says, question for the panel: any thoughts on the report that GameStop will begin carrying new releases 4K and Blu-ray? Because
Fucking just what we need.
yeah.
Fucking hate GameStop.
Well, also, if you have a Fred Meyer, it's also with Fred Meyer. So if you have a Fred Meyer near you,
I don't even know what the hell that is.
I don't
It's a
even know what
grocery
that is.
it's a grocery store. Because I covered this from SDS. It's a deal
Oh,
with
like
SDS.
Myers. Okay, all
Yeah.
right.
No, it's Kroger owns them.
Kroger. Okay.
Yeah, Kroger. So I don't know if they're going to put them in the Kroger stores too. That makes me wonder because it doesn't. It does mention Kroger though.
I've heard of Kroger. I've never heard of the other
So-
thing you're talking about.
I covered this with which I got me a follow from SDS, by the way. So shout out
I
to
saw
that.
that.
Yeah,
This is cool.
yeah, I was
Yeah,
kind of surprised. I
saw
was happy
that.
about that. Now maybe I can get some of that free Blu-rays.
Doubtful.
That
They're
yeah,
just
I
a
doubt-
distributor. They don't really.
exactly. But no, yeah, they're which we all thought it was going to be Walmart. Remember, Walmart was going to supposed to be entering a deal with them, but they made a big deal with Fred Meyer, which is owned by Kroger, and GameStop to put a dedicated wall of physical media within all Fred Meyer grocery stores and most of the GameStops across the country. And I don't know about Kroger, but I maybe assume Kroger because Kroger is Fred Meyer. I don't really know. So it didn't quite make that clear, but it does mention Kroger as being their owner. So they will be releasing Dune, starting with Dune 2 in these stores and the places, and along with other Blu-rays, 4Ks, and seasonal titles, and a dedicated space in each of these stores for physical media. So thoughts on any of it?
I don't have a lot of those stores. I don't have any Krogers or Myers near me. I don't have any GameStops near me actually either. Not that I care normally.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy when GameStop stopped getting all the exclusive toy deals.
Right.
Because that's what pissed me off is when I had to go digging at a toy stop or a GameStop for a toy or something. I hated that. Otherwise, I really have zero reason to go into GameStop. And they are one of the worst companies in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So that does not give me... They're practically bankrupt. What the fuck?
Exactly.
That's what I thought.
Like, what the hell are they doing? What the hell is SDS thinking is more so, I guess, my question, because Walmart makes sense. Walmart ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, Walmart ain't going nowhere.
We don't even know if they'll be here tomorrow or not. Like, I'm waiting for the day we hear, yeah, GameStop closing down Section 11, all that shit, whatever. Like, yeah, no surprise there.
Yeah, and I have some GameStops near me, but I like rarely go.
Well, the thing with this story is most people jumped on the GameStop thing, but it says Fred Meyer first. It says Fred Meyer, all 170 Fred Meyer stores, and it says like 135 GameStops. So it's going to be more in the Fred Meyer stores than it is GameStop. But like you guys said, GameStop is a horrible company, which I'm really surprised. That's because like we said, Walmart was in negotiation with them, and they chose GameStop. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. But we'll see how it works. Yeah, Target is basically reducing it. Basically, they might as well just said we're getting out of the physical media game because we're just only going to sell certain titles, and when it's like big holiday seasons, we'll put out a bunch more.
Well, we still have Barnes and Noble, we still have Amazon, we still have Walmart. Although Amazon lately,
none of the Barnes and Nobles near me like sell physical media that I know, because there was one that shut down a while ago that did have it, and a coworker of mine is like, hey, you should go to this one, and then I looked it up, it's like, oh dude, they're shut down.
That sucks.
Yeah,
that's funny.
So that does suck, because I could have gotten some good ass Criterion
I
deals.
mean, they're a little expensive, but when they do their Criterion sale, it's a good place to find like them, and they get Arrow. And
that's what I was hoping I'd get, because they also do some sales for Arrow.
They're a little pricey, but
no, for sure. But
when they do the right sales, yeah.
But then I found out that they were like the one place that did sell them was like, oh, like they shut down. So
yeah, which it's kind of funny because the Barnes and Nobles down here, well, it's not that close to me. It's probably about an hour away. It literally reopened. It was closed. It was closed down, period. And it literally just reopened, and they're doing really, really well.
Man, everything's an hour away from you.
Yeah, well, I live out.
If they're doing records, that probably helps too.
Yeah, and they're doing records, books, and Blu-rays and DVDs at this one, and they just reopened because it was completely closed, and they just reopened, and they said they're doing really well. Everything's an hour away from me though, because I live out in the country, so like the city is an hour away from me. So that's why everything is an hour away from me. Yeah,
and I know you've said that a lot. I'm just giving you shit.
Yeah. I mean, when you got cows in your backyard, you trust me, I'm out in the country here.
I know exactly how he feels. I'm surprised he's got internet.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, I come from rural Wisconsin, yo. So like, I totally understand.
Yeah. Rural Ohio, man. It's a gamble.
Probably basically the same damn thing, just flatter.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because I live in one of those rare places where we didn't get hit with the glaciers back in the day, so it's like hillier and fuck around here. But you go anywhere in any direction about like 90-ish miles or more, nothing but flat.
Yeah.
Even below me a little bit, it starts to flatten out. So like I'm closer to that now than I was before. But anyway, that being said, let's get on to some releases.
Yeah, let's get on some releases. I'm the low man on the totem pole here, so let's have Runner.
I was gonna say, let's have Runner go first because he has more than me, but I also have one that I'll probably just be like breeze through as well. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, okay. And plus, Runner's back, so let's see Debbie Does Dallas.
I'm a Rookie's replacement because he's gonna be out for like the whole month or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's at Ohio doing whatever, but yeah, I got this delivered yesterday. At least this was one of the things that got delivered yesterday. Dune Part 2.
Nice.
I've had mine for like a week and I didn't even realize it was early, and I just don't care.
Like, you didn't care in terms of like the movie, or just
the movie disappointed me so badly. You must not have heard my review of it.
No, I did hear your review, and I respectfully disagree. I actually enjoyed Part 2 more than 1, but that's only because I've never read the book or know any of the source material.
Yeah, they totally fucked everything up. First half is okay. Second half is where it goes completely off the rails, because there's supposed to be a time jump, Chani does not act that way. They are supposed to have a kid. His kid's supposed to get killed. His sister should be born. None of that happens in the movie. And we're like, whoa, hang on, time out. What's going on here? And then you got Chani acting like a fucking pissed off girlfriend at the end. And she leaves. Like, what the hell is this?
I mean, I'll say that Chani was probably my least favorite part of it. But other than that, I did enjoy it for the most part. I don't know. I thought it was better.
It's visually stunning. The first half is amazing. Again, and my problem is the same problem that everybody has who knows the original source material. We all agree. And that is because they screwed the pooch on this, and what they did to Chani is unforgivable. Because she's actually a very strong female character, and they made her into a whiny little teenager.
Yeah.
And that's fair. That's fair.
Because the big thing is at the end, she totally understands what's going on, because this is the people that are responsible for the death of her child. So she's all like, you go, hubby. She wants him to marry her because she knows it's a big FU, because they're never going to know each other in bed, right? They will never. That's kind of the whole point, is he marries her to fuck over the emperor. So he'll never have an heir. That's the whole point. So her acting that way makes absolutely no sense. See, this is kind of like why people are like upset about it, because the whole thing at the end that Paul does, it goes from I'm just going to help free these people and all this kind of stuff to fuck you, you killed my baby. Now it's about revenge. That's what it becomes. And that's where Paul goes off the deep end, and it becomes less about, freeing people and the Fremen and all that stuff. It's more about, I want bloody motherfucking revenge, and I'm going to take it out on everybody, including my grandfather. That motherfucker right there, by stealing his daughter and stealing his entire empire and kingdom. And I'm going to rule this whole bitch. And he does turn into a tyrant, but then he walks off into the desert after he realizes he fucked up. Then his sister becomes worse than him. See, that's the thing. How is that supposed to lead to that now?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm not the guy to.
And see, that's the thing. You need all that to get to Messiah. Because that's kind of what Messiah is all about, is his sister taking over because Paul just up and fucking pieces out.
I mean, I don't know the source material again.
Sorry. And this is where and I get it. It's cool that, and this is what I'm saying about a lot of people. You are a prime example of what I've said by all these people that are so bamboozled by this movie. It's like, I'm glad you like it, but if you only knew what you were missing, right? It's kind of like, I can imagine somebody who enjoys like what's that thing on Amazon, the circle thing,
Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people say, "Oh, that's good," but a lot of people will tell you, if like you even know what the original source material is, you wouldn't be saying that. You would, because it's 10 times better, right? Like, so that's what I feel like. Is there's some people who are like enthralled with this, they don't realize what they're missing. That's the thing, and Villeneuve, I don't even think he understands what he's doing at this point. This movie felt like it was ended this way in case he didn't get another movie.
Didn't he say he only wanted to do like 3 of them anyways?
Which is stupid because he leaves Chani out in the desert. But at that point, it's like, well, what else are you going to do? Because you just had the one person who supports him through thick and thin just say, fuck off.
And plus it's Zendaya, which I'm not a big fan of her at all.
That doesn't help.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not only that, it goes against the first film when who is supposed to be her father, but that black chick who is no relation to her now, as far as we know, actually notices that Paul understands their ways because he field dresses himself correctly. He knows how to walk correctly and all this stuff. He knows all the shit about the desert. Now all of a sudden he doesn't know anything and he needs to be wham-and-splained to. That was kind of where the movie started going off the rails for me. I'm like, what the fuck is this scene? Like, he survived everything up until now, and now you're explaining to him that he's walking wrong in the desert? Fuck you, bitch. What the hell? He killed a man.
Oh I love Tom's rants. I
Sorry,
love
I'm
it.
sorry. I love you, Runner, and I'm glad to see the enthusiasm for Dune finally. But it's like I'm sitting here going, but what did it cost us?
Okay, like, okay, I'm saying, like, I'm not gonna argue with you from like a source material perspective if you know it that well. Like, that's cool. Like, I've had that plenty of times. Like, a lot of people like that new Mortal Kombat movie. I fucking hated it. Hated it very much.
Fair enough, because I actually enjoyed that. So
So
I
did I.
know.
So
So that's
did I.
the point. Like, you fucking like that. I fucking hate it. I like Dune 2 more than the first one. Here's why. I'm not judging it. I'm basing it just as a movie. As a movie and what I sort of expected from the first one. The first one's good. I like it. But I didn't love it as much as others just cuz like people were kind of hyping it up as this like new big epic type thing and it didn't feel like that from the first one. I got that more with the second one.
I had the opposite effect. Yeah. See, like the second one felt cheaper to me.
No,
Felt like it was more CGI to me.
I don't know. For the second one felt like there was more to it in my opinion, and I was like, "Oh wow, holy shit, this is fucking cool." For the second one got me more engaged than the first one
In
because
reality, he
first
probably
one
should have
almost
turned
had
the one book into a trilogy, to be honest.
no, I agree. That would have been cool.
Because that's what I feel like. Because it feels like he was like meandering during the first movie, and then it was like he was trying to compress way too much into the second movie.
I would have been okay with that.
Now, Brian Barth wants to know what you guys think about Christopher Walken and Austin Butler in part 2.
Christopher Walken's barely in it, but Austin Butler was the best part of the movie. He was incredible.
I'm not a fan of what they did to them, like the whole black and white thing, because they're supposed to be redheaded and all that.
Yeah.
I didn't mind. I didn't mind. I mean, there's some elements about it I like, but I don't know. I'll just let Runner.
Yeah.
No,
But
I mean, I can't say much about Christopher Walken because he was barely in it. I was hoping to see a little more of his character because we got a little more of the Emperor in the Lynch version.
Well, and that's kind of where they screwed his character up too, because he's supposed to be old, but also he's been kept virile from the spice or whatever. So like he looks much younger than he really is supposed to be. And this they like went the opposite, and made him look as old and decrepit as they could with Christopher Walken. It's weird.
No, but Austin Butler was fucking great. Like honestly, like
yeah, he was all right.
I don't know. I thought his performance was like so fucking good. If this were to get any like Oscar nominations and shit, I feel like he should get best supporting actor. Like he was that fucking good.
I don't know about that. Here's my thing.
No, he was
I like
fucking
Austin Butler. I like Austin Butler. People are giving him way too much credit for just basically copying what's his face. The guy
Stellan
playing is
Skarsgård?
Stellan Skarsgård. That's all he's doing is
I
just
mean,
copying him.
At times, but considering they're related to each other, like it kinda
Which is
makes
fine.
sense.
It works for the movie, but that's where I'm saying I think people are praising him just a little too much. You know what I mean?
And
It's
plus
kind of like
in-
with Forrest Gump, because everybody gave Tom Hanks so much credit for Forrest Gump, and he's like, really, all I did was copy the kid who played me. They shot that shit first.
I mean,
like it's just one of
not-
those performances. That's what it feels like.
it's not like he sounded like Elvis or anything, which was good.
No, it's not. I'm not even saying that. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the performance. I'm just saying it's a bit overpraised. I don't know if Greg, if you get what I'm saying, is like everybody's acting like he came in and reinvented the wheel when all he did was just do what fucking Stellan Skarsgård was doing.
Yeah.
Exactly what he was doing.
I
I copied the accent and everything. Because he talks just like he does. You know, it's like, well, that's a little weird.
I get you.
At least it's not Sting, I guess.
I was gonna say because like at least Austin Butler felt a lot more menacing in comparison to Sting. Like
I mean, Sting captured like the beauty of Fade, but he didn't quite capture the brutalness of Fade. This is more
I was
the
gonna
brutal
say
Fade.
it was kind of goofy in comparison.
Well, he should be like a perfect combination of both. See, in the book, that's what he is. He's a pretty boy, but he's also a vicious killer, right? Like, so he's not all brutish like his cousin or whatever, but he's brutal.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
considering the
Yeah.
casting and Austin Butler's fan base, it kind of works in that other half.
No, it was one of the better casting. I'll agree with her.
Yeah. I've still not seen the Dunes, so
I wish I could recommend them.
I mean,
'Cause the
I
first one was
recommend them,
pretty
but
damn
only
good.
if you're around my age or whatever.
I'd say you're better off watching the Spice Diver cut of the Dune Lynch version of Dune.
cool. Runner, do you have any final thoughts?
No, I think it's
Surprised
great.
you didn't get the Steelbook.
I don't have the Steelbook because I don't have the Steelbook for the first one, so it'd be kind of weird if I got the Steelbook for the second one.
I just did because I might want to sell it.
Well, I ain't buying it.
You know, that was what ticked me off even more is they didn't even do a 3D version of this in theaters that I know of. And the first one got a 3D Blu-ray release. So I don't have a 3D Blu-ray to go down with my first one.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot they fucking were selling a 3D one.
I don't know if they did for this one. I don't even think it got 3D release in theaters at all.
No, it did
I looked
not.
for a 3D release and I couldn't find it. Yeah.
I didn't see any 3D screenings. It was only like IMAX and Dolby and all that. And I didn't see it on IMAX like other
Because
people.
the first one was actually a pretty good 3D presentation. Not like reference quality, but it's pretty good.
According to Boba Fett, Dune was one of the last 3D Blu-rays from Warner Bros.
Yeah, I think it was. I can't remember. Did that come out before or after Wonder Woman 84?
Jesus Christ, that got a 3D?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I actually have it, and the only reason I bought it is because I knew it was limited. Otherwise, I would have never bought it. I knew they were only doing a really small run of them, and that was a.
Boba Fett said after it came out after.
Okay, so yeah, I would have been then, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Warner was really good about releasing 3D movies. They were one of the last companies that was still doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Wonder Woman was late 2020. Yeah.
There you go.
They actually made a 3D Blu-ray for that movie.
I know.
Jesus.
And that's just it, random. Yeah, because I know they're phasing them out, and that's the only reason I bought it, because I knew it was a limited release that was never going to get released again, probably.
That's true. It's very true. All right.
But I guarantee you that's going to be one of the biggest selling discs of the year, so it doesn't matter if I like it or not, Runner.
Yeah, it's going to sell.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, considering like how well it did, like it's doing better than other movies that have come out lately in terms of box office. So yeah, it's definitely.
Some reviewers have been saying it's reference quality. I haven't checked it out yet, though. So,
like the 4K scan.
Oh, it's straight direct 4K from the digital interpositives.
Yeah, it was shot in 4K. So
the only thing that people have been complaining is it doesn't have the IMAX version.
Oh
yeah, that would have been cool. I didn't see it on IMAX though. I saw it on Dolby Cinema.
I did, but mine was. I found out mine would have been one of the cropped screenings.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of the IMAX screens near me, I don't even know if they're like real IMAX.
No, they're not, unless they're in a. The only real ones were like Chicago, I think New York. Basically the ones that were attached to the science museums.
Yeah,
those are the original real ones.
Yeah, no, because even the ones in Chicago, I don't even think so. Because
you got to go to the one in the museum.
Did you go to the one in the industry?
Yeah, that's the real IMAX.
Yeah, I think I've been there.
And that's one of the oldest ones, actually, if I remember right. Because I remember my cousin going to it back in the day.
It is one of the oldest ones because
he saw the fucking Fisher King of all things at the IMAX in Chicago.
What?
Yeah, that's what he told. He's like, he's explaining the whole thing. It's like this big ass screen, and you're in these recliners, and we saw the Fisher King, and it's like. what kind? Why would you see the Fisher King in IMAX? I don't know, but okay.
Yeah, no, because what is it? Other than that, like the Navy Pier had an AMC that was just one IMAX screen, and that's shut down after COVID.
You know why they probably showed it? Because it just happened to actually have a 70 millimeter print. That's probably why.
Yeah.
And
I think
being
so.
what's his face directed it?
Terry Gilliam?
Terry Gilliam, yeah. So my guess is they probably had some premium prints of it done, so that's probably why IMAX Chicago got it.
But yeah, no, you're right. That is one of the earlier screens because like, didn't they first start like using IMAX cameras to shoot film was for The Dark Knight? Wasn't that the first one?
Maybe they might have done something before that. They started. What happened was they started doing movies. I remember because I remember that was early on, so they only did a few. Then I remember like one of the big IMAX first big IMAX releases they advertised was Apollo 13. But the problem with that was they had to actually edit the movie down to 2 hours because the way their system worked, it wouldn't play a movie that was over 2 hours because of the big film format or whatever.
Oh,
So like if you would go see it in IMAX, not only would it be a compromised because it was chopped out about 13 minutes of the movie, but they also had to crop it off to fit the IMAX screen. So you weren't even seeing the full picture anyway, because it wasn't shot in open matte like some movies are. It was actually shot in Panavision. So I remember people griping about they're like, what is the fucking point? Like, you're not even getting the premium experience, really. It's like watching it on a big TV all cropped off, basically. Because even then, that's the thing is the IMAX screens are more of a square than the wide screen. So like you're talking a Panavision film shot like in a wide screen, cropped down to this, blew up to 70 millimeter. And they were making a big deal out of it. And it's like, I wouldn't want to go see an edited version of the damn movie. What the hell? Like,
and this is for Apollo 13.
Yeah, but at least with like, okay, so like,
I'm talking about like movies that
as
were
long
shot.
as the movies were under 2 hours. No, I know. But I'm saying, as long as they were shot under 2 hours, they could show it. But that's the first time I remember a big advertisement had something to do with that. But I remember Avatar was one of the ones that claimed to be shot, and then that one claimed to have shots done. So which one came first? I think Avatar did.
No, Avatar was after Dark Knight.
Was it?
Yeah, the Dark Knight came out 2008. Avatar was 9.
Oh, I thought it was vice versa.
Yeah, no.
I thought Avatar was more like 2007. But okay.
No, because I remember hearing like Chris Nolan went to the Chicago Science and Industry to one of those IMAX things, and he was like, wow, like, why aren't they shooting movies with this format? And that's when he shot.
So yeah, that was probably the first one to shoot with the actual IMAX camera for a movie then, yeah.
Yeah. And then James Cameron started doing that probably with
because their magazines only held so much film and they're loud as hell. That was the problem.
That's true. And they still have that problem technically, right?
Yeah, but they've basically now with digital, they just use 5 and 6K cameras and substitute that instead. There's only a couple of them that actually still play the 70 millimeter prints.
Because I was gonna say, because like not the digital ones. I'm talking about the ones that actually like shoot in film.
Not many.
Well,
even the stuff that I think Mission Impossible technically shot and stuff like that wasn't actually all with the IMAX cameras.
Are you talking about the latest one?
Yeah, that, or am I thinking of Top Gun? Whichever one he did, because even though it was shot with like the proper aspect, they were still digital, like Red 5 cameras or whatever they were is what they used.
Because the last Mission Impossible, when I watched it on IMAX, it was not in the IMAX ratio.
If it wasn't that one, then it was the Top Gun one I'm thinking of. Then
maybe it was Top Gun because that looked pretty fucking.
Because they had to do special cameras so they could get him in the cockpit. That's right. I think.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah. Mm. Anyway, we need to get on with some more stuff. Anything else to say about this?
Yep, definitely.
Or should I just go?
I don't know. You can go.
All right, Tom. What do you got first? What's your first?
All I know is this show is same as it ever was. Same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was. From the bottom of the ocean, to the top of the moon. All right. What did I watch this week? Well, actually, this is like 2 weeks worth of shit. So let's start out with actually the most latest thing I got, because I got this in the mail and I was like, ooh. And look at this. A24 is so fancy. So fancy.
I saw your little fancy A24.
Give you like an Oscar envelope just for your bill. to put it.
And the
the
award
Oscar
goes
goes
to
to
Not me.
Dune 2,
Uh,
Austin Butler.
Probably. He might be right. I mean, I'm not going to say he's wrong. But what I got was I was a little upset because it took A24 a little longer to get it here than it felt like, because I think this came out last week. But it's the new 4K edition of Stop Making Sense by Talking Heads. I doubt Runner even knows who the fuck they are.
I've heard of them. But wait, Talking Heads?
And I have
Yeah.
the original Blu-ray, Blu-ray from Second Sight. It's an import. But I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But yeah, so A24 actually released this in theaters last year for the anniversary, which is actually technically this year. And it's a nice set here. It's a really nice rigid box with all the info on it on the sides, and you pull it out. And I actually kind of like this, even though it's a book. It actually has the disc actually sets in there. It's actually got a
little
thing to hold it. So yeah,
cover.
so it's actually in there. And then you got a whole bunch of cool stuff in here. You get like the whole, just a breakdown of everything that's on the disc, and then a new foreword by Jerry Harrison, a breakdown of like the stage and everything from the plans.
It's nice.
Some great pictures. Breakdown of the actual playlist. This is the handwritten playlist.
Oh, that's cool.
David Burney. So there you go.
That's cool.
I haven't listened to the Talking Heads in forever.
Yeah, and then of course you got like the shot breakdown.
I've heard of Talking Heads. I just haven't really heard of that movie.
Oh well, this is one of the more famous concert films. So yeah, like just like all kinds of cool stuff. All the slides they had from the show that were in the background and stuff are here.
That was very
Some
cool. I didn't even know
stuff.
A24 did this stuff.
I know. Well, I thought you had to order this from the website. I thought it was a website exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if maybe this version is a website exclusive. I haven't checked into that yet. But like I seen it on Amazon and other places, and I'm almost kind of pissed because it was a few bucks cheaper on Amazon. But I did finally get it. And as I said, I also have the old version here. But more on that in a minute. But the cool thing about this is, they did do the album of it too.
Nice.
But this doesn't even have like half the songs on it, which is weird. But I just brought it out for posterity just to have it here. I'm sure they've done a special edition since then when it actually has all the music on it.
Yeah, they probably got like a 2 vinyl.
Yeah, this is just a single vinyl with just a few songs on it.
Yeah,
it doesn't even have Home or anything like that. The songs that were more famous since then.
Yeah,
but which is actually funny because that's the song they use for the menu on this. I'm like, well, that's a song everybody remembers from that show,
and they don't even have it on there.
It's not even on there. Well, and then of course the movie had been edited for years, and the Laserdisc that came out back in the day had added 3 songs back into the movie. And that version you can watch the movie, and then you can watch the deleted scenes on here, right? But they actually put it back into the movie now for this version, and it's actually a minute longer than that old Laserdisc cut because when they went back to the negative, they found some extra footage.
Oh, that's cool.
Even though this version, they said it was a nightmare to locate all the footage and audio tracks for, I guess, because they were all over the fucking place. So I guess even though this version looks really good, this version looks even better because this one came out. I've had this for a little while. This is actually really good. I mean, the thing is I have to keep this one because there's a bunch of special features that are not on here. So here's the negatives.
Right.
And there's also 4 audio tracks that are not on here. Now only completists are going to give a shit. But like this has the Dolby Atmos and the original stereo track. That's it. And oh my God, this fucking Dolby Atmos on this is amazing.
Nice.
But that being said, this version has 2 different mixes for the studio mix and the live mix in 2.0 and DTS 5.1 that are not on here. So I mean, I guess technically one of them is the original soundtrack version is on here, but so this has 3 versions of the soundtrack that's not on here in a different mix, plus a bunch of bonus features that are not on here. Sadly, that's the one complaint I have. There's at least a couple of interviews and things that I think would have been nice to have on here. The trailer for some reason isn't even on here. The new trailer isn't on here.
Really?
That new trailer was fun. I don't know if you guys saw that. But it actually had David dusting off the suit again, and he puts it on and he walks out. Yeah,
one in my
so
head
like,
that looked really small. So
yeah. And he's like, "Oh, it still fits." That was the whole thing. And then it said stop making sense 2023 or whatever. It really was just them re-releasing the movie. They weren't doing anything other than that and adding those 3 songs back into the film, basically.
Yeah.
Which they're nothing really to write home about anyway. You can understand why they were cut out in the first place. But that being said, no, I can recommend it, especially if you're Talking Heads fan. This is one of the better concerts there's ever been. It's a very simple concert. It's like an anti-Pink Floyd thing. Like you don't expect any big light show. Like that's what the Talking Heads were. They were more about the music and just them being them. And yeah, it's just fun. Jonathan Demme, of course, directed it. I didn't even really say much about him, but he didn't really do much. Right? He just kind of came up with the idea of let's film this show. Like they went to the show and he's like, this is amazing.
Here and go at it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And there is a new interview on this, which is kind of cool. So there's like a 25-minute interview with the group where they talk about the experience, 40 years later. So that's cool. But other than that, I'm upset they didn't get like the 1999 interviews and some other stuff in here that were on the second sight disc for some reason. I don't know.
Weird.
Is that the only A24 exclusive set that you have?
It is, as far as I know, but as far as I know, it's not even that exclusive, even though I know they've done others like Lighthouse and a few others. I never bought them.
Yeah, because they have a ton of those.
A24 fans.
I'm just saying, because they did one for Pi, and that's not even an A24 thing, but they probably just own the rights to it now or something.
Neither was this originally either. That's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
This is just something they released.
Because when I looked that up, I was like, when I looked that movie up, I was like, wow, A24 didn't even exist when that came out. What the fuck? But yeah, like those, like most of those sets are like expensive as fuck, though. Like that's the problem. Like I would love to get the Lighthouse 4K, but man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was kind of upset about because I think Amazon had it for like 30 something, and I ended up paying with shipping and everything all together was like 40 something. I want to say, but yeah, it doesn't even have the amount here. It's just But anyway, so I was like, whatever,
Yeah.
Man,
I'm gonna have to do that now.
I was gonna say that pretty much sounds like how much I had to pay for when I pre-ordered the Taxi Driver 4K Steelbook.
I think the digital version's been available for a while, but not that matters.
Yeah. I'm not, like I said, I've not listened to the Talking Heads in forever. I remember them. I remember seeing them on MTV all the time.
It's got a handful of their biggest hits, not all of them. I mean, it's got, like Psycho Killer, Burning Down the House, Home, Once in a Lifetime, the one I was singing before. And then they even have the Tom Tom Club come out and sing Genius of Love and stuff like that, which you may not recognize the name, but you'd recognize the music. From Fantasy by Mariah Carey. She stole it for that song, yeah.
I believe, yeah. That's a cool pick, though. That's pretty interesting. I do miss concert Blu-rays.
I was gonna have another one actually, but anyway, continue. My bad.
No, I was gonna think, aren't a lot of them still stuck on DVD? A lot of concerts shows.
Yes, and actually, like the ones I have the most of are Queen, because I think they put on the best concerts. So there's a lot of them that are DVD quality, like standard def on Blu-ray. But that was funny enough. That's what I'm waiting for. They did their first one in 4K now, but it hasn't got here yet because I again thought it was supposed to be exclusive through the Queen website. Ordered it through there, and then lo and behold, it wasn't. So I'm waiting for a disc from England. So yeah, but it's supposed to have it's live in Montreal, but it's also supposed to have the Live Aid performance and a few other things in 4K as well. So
nice.
We'll see. So we're getting there. We're getting into concert films and stuff now.
I remember.
And the scan on this looks great. So yeah, I think I mentioned that.
Yeah, that's cool. I was just thinking it was funny. One of the last concert DVDs I bought years ago was Linkin Park.
My kid would like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I was a bit of a Linkin Park fan back in the day.
There's some Weird Al ones and some other ones I'd love to see updated.
Yeah,
Michael Jackson needs to be re-released. Like all his videos should be scanned in HD.
It's much
I know Billie Jean and Thriller have been, but
yeah. But it's like much like we were talking about, like a lot of the comedy stand-up things are still stuck on VHS and DVD as
VHS.
well too. Yeah.
Well, the problem with those is they were actually shot on video sometimes. That's the other problem.
That's the big problem with those, yeah.
But even some decent DVD box sets like the George Carlin one would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Buckshot
would
Factory.
Be. Yeah. Oh.
Boy, they got a hard on for me. So I'm gonna keep a hard on for them.
Don't do it. I don't. Hey, we ain't getting free shit. Who cares?
All right. Yeah, be different.
Are.
You want to bitch about my reviews? Like, yeah, fuck you.
We ain't like all the other physical media channels. We don't get all those free movies like they do.
Nope.
We buy with our own hard-earned money because we love physical media. And if we have to go through other means to get it, we'll go through other means to get it. So, fuck Shout Factory. That's what I say. All right. So, I guess we'll go.
Yeah, I can keep going now. Yeah.
I guess we'll go.
That's what makes this a hobby.
Yeah. Hey, what can you say?
I mean, fuck, I had to go through hell just to get a fucking second sight release of the original Dawn of the Dead on 4K, and I finally fucking got it.
Nice.
Remember that hellhole I had to go through?
Yeah, and you got the Babadook.
Yeah, I got the fucking Babadook from Amazon, and I had to return that shit.
Like you didn't want it.
Well, I wanted it. I would have kept it. But
damn it.
But thanks to Diabolic DVD,
nice.
I got the 4K of the original Dawn of the Dead from Second Sight.
Nice. Good.
Pretty fucking cool.
I seen that the slim version of that had been out there now.
Yeah, that's what I got. The slim version. I can't get the bigger box set anywhere.
As far as I know, I don't think it's any different. The only difference is, does yours have the book?
No.
That's the only difference then.
No, I was gonna say that's the only difference is like it's bulkier. It has other goodies, and the
really it's just the book that I know of is the only difference. Really.
Oh, really?
I could be wrong, but
yeah,
because
don't you? It comes with like a CD too, don't it?
Mine
I think I have another set.
I might have the soundtrack in mind too. Yeah, you're probably.
Yeah, I think you have the CD soundtrack.
What is it? Yeah, it just comes with 4 discs, and that's it.
Well, good pickup, and yeah, it can get a little expensive, Lady V, but we love it. You know, we buy what we love, and it's our money. So, and no, the dick is not rotting. So,
oh god,
describe.
Yeah, we knew what you were. That's funny.
What's up, Maria? Glad to have you
Holy
with us
shit.
tonight. Howdy,
7
howdy.
discs? Oh, that's why.
Yeah, the big 7.
Jesus.
All right. Well, I'm going to save my Fuck Shout Factory title for the second pick. But for my first pick here, what?
No, so you're going next, right?
Yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and do one real quick before you guys take turns, because I have less.
Okay.
And this one, I'm just going to get out of the way pretty early because I just had a hankering to watch this, and it's The Wedding Singer. So I don't know why. I just had a hankering to watch it. And,
what would it
do?
Speaking of Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore 2 is in development.
I just saw that.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Okay, so there's 2 books in here. So there's the CD soundtrack. That's what's different. The one book is the novelization, if I remember right. Yeah, that's the novel. And this must be just like behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, okay. So you're missing the books and the soundtrack then.
Yeah. Speaking of the original Dawn of the Dead, they played it at the Music Box this evening in 3D.
Nice.
I wish.
And you didn't go? It's hard to see that in 3D, man.
I know. I think they show it like once a year.
You lucky bastard. Anyway, what were you saying, Greg? Sorry.
So I don't know. I should have gone to see it, but I had like other shit to do.
I like how I brought up The Wedding Singer and we went right back to Dawn of the Dead.
See, but if I was
it's a better movie, what can I say?
If I was still like in downtown, which I'm not, I'm in the suburb in my hometown, I would go, but I can't.
Okay.
But yeah, the Music Box is fucking cool. If you're
Wedding Singer is actually Adam Sandler's best movie, I'll say.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I really do. I do enjoy the movie. I just had a hankering to watch it one day, and
I
so I
still need to
watched it.
watch it. I haven't seen it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty solid. And you guys know I'm a sucker for 80s movies. And like Thomas said, it's maybe a movie that doesn't do the 80s quite right. Uh, there is jokes like it's like, oh, we're in the 80s. They keep doing jokes in that, like, so, but I have fun with it. It's got a damn good soundtrack to it. And I do believe it is one of Adam Sandler's, if not his best film, where he's not always doing Adam Sandler throughout the whole movie. You know what I mean? Like Tom was saying,
No,
what do you do?
I would
I
have
know
Uncut Gems as
you
a.
like all those, but
No, I'm saying like I think Uncut Gems is a possible contender in that of the not so Adam Sandler performances.
this was really what like Adam Sandler excelled at, with like in this type of comedy and stuff like that. But yeah, I just had a hankering a while. If Brandon Brad, if talking Wedding Singer, if you missed it, Wedding Singer, yeah. Adam Sandler sounded different in the 90s. He did. He was younger. When you get older, your voice changes and stuff, even as more older you get.
No, for
So,
sure.
yeah, your voice gets deeper and stuff like that. I would have to say Adam Sandler, where I was just he declined. I would probably say around Click. Not that I hate Click. I do like the movie Click, but you could kind of see Adam Sandler was starting to decline by then.
I don't know about me.
Now the demarcation line is Little Nicky.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. No, that was the first time he did a movie that did not do well at the box office.
That's true. It's true.
And a lot of people said the same thing about it, and that was all he does is do a voice and a funny shtick, and that's not a movie.
Mm-hmm. I have not seen Little Nicky in years.
I haven't even seen.
Fortunately, I have the Fuck Shout Factory version.
I was gonna say Shout Factory put it out not too long ago. But no, yeah, we don't have to talk about it long or anything like that. I just had a hankering to watch it. I'm surprised it has not gotten a new Blu-ray release with special features or anything, or a 4K for that matter, from Warner Brothers. I would assume this would be one of their better, more popular titles for him that they had, and it has like no special features on this Blu-ray, so it's weird. But yeah, there you guys go. And it has nothing special, but I have something better as we go along. I just wanted to
line one. That's a new line one. I can't believe Warner hasn't done a 4K for yet.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little Nicky or Wedding Singer?
Wedding Singer.
Oh, that's a new line title? Okay.
Yeah, it was one of their bigger hits too. Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize this was the unrated version of it.
I didn't know there was one either. I guess I have to check that out.
It says this unrated version contains material different from the PG-13 rated. I didn't even know this was unrated.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's been a while since I watched it. That's why I forgot. Did you watch? I think you got both. Doesn't it have both versions on there though, or is it just?
I think so. Maybe it does. I don't know. I just hit play when I put it in. I just hit play on it.
Greg's too excited. He just hits play.
Gets all excited. No foreplay.
No foreplay. I get right into it. I jump down and get that engine going, baby.
Don't even warm it up.
I don't even need to warm it up. It's already ready to go once I'm show up. So, but no, yeah, I didn't even realize it was an unrated version. So yeah, it's a good movie. I like it. I do recommend it.
Yeah, I still need to watch it.
Watch it. As what I said, I knew there wouldn't be much talk on that one because that's why I picked it first. That was just one of the ones.
It's one of the earlier DVDs I remember getting, and I got the Blu-ray. I guess I do kind of vaguely remember being in an unrated version, but I don't really remember what's different. So it must not be that exuberant.
I was gonna say this is like the one I've always watched. That I've had this for I don't know how many years. When did this come out? I know it came out in '98, but the Blu-ray came out in 2009, so I've had it since 2009. Yeah, so that's the one I've always watched. And I love how it's called the Totally Awesome Edition, and it's got like one special feature and has nothing to pertain to the movie other than it's a behind the scenes look at the Broadway play of The Wedding Singer.
I think that was just because it was the unrated cut or whatever. And I don't think the DVD back in the day had anything special on it either. I think it was a flipper with the full screen and widescreen version, and that was it from my memory.
Which is funny.
Strange, but
yeah. All right. Well, there you guys have it, The Wedding Singer. Whoopity doo. What do you got first for your next pick?
Oh, my next pick is I watched this late last night. Finally, I wanted to see in the theater, but I didn't have the time to. But I got on Blu-ray recently, and yeah, it's a damn good movie. Speaking of A24, Dream Scenario with Nick Cage.
I've not seen that one.
It's a good movie.
Amazon had it for $7.99.
Really?
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal.
Cheap.
I paid a lot more.
I know. I ordered it for the $7.99. I couldn't.
I was shopping at Target and I saw this movie and The Iron Claw, and I was like, "Fuck! I'll just buy both."
I like The Iron Claw. That was one of the few A24 films I liked.
That was on my top 3 movies of last year. That was so good.
I've not seen Dream Scenario, so you say it's good. Double Fest still says it's still $7.50, so I may have to buy that one.
Yeah, that's a fucking damn good deal. But honestly, if you like Nick Cage, I'd give it a shot. If you're a Nick Cage fan, I would definitely give it a shot. It's an interesting concept. You know the story, right, Greg, or no?
Yeah. He started appearing in everybody's dream.
Whoa, Cage!
No, but like,
great.
Yeah, that's great. But this movie, it's probably one of his best performances I've seen him in. And don't get me wrong, he's always been a good actor, but this is definitely on the more serious side. To like it is a comedy at one half, but like it's interesting because like people see him in their dreams and all that, and it gets really hectic later on throughout the movie, and people fucking hate him and they don't want him around events and all that type of shit. And he gets into a lot of trouble. Like, for instance, somebody spray paints his car saying loser. Even though he's not a bad guy in real life, they all think that he's done horrific things. Like, they think that like the dreams are like, so like they think they're real to a point later on, and they all think that that's who he is as a person. And to the point where, like, yeah, you kind of feel bad, like you really feel bad for the guy, because it's like, fuck, like, and he's losing his mind because they're just dreams. It's like, and my students, they're like skipping class because of that. So he has to go through all that crap, and it gets hectic later because, like, at first it's like he's just standing there when some weird occurrence happens within whatever dreams, and then as the dreams continue on, he's either like murdering somebody or doing whatever the fucking or whatever. Like,
what?
Really weird shit. Really weird shit happens with Paul Matthews. That's the character's name, and he's supposed to be like the most boring guy ever.
Brandon Brad did not like the stuff at the school play, he says.
I get what you're talking about. I didn't have much of a problem with it. Yes, it basically
the take on like fame and cancel culture and stuff.
Yes, because he gets a lot of fame. There's a lot of press on him for being famous, and he's not famous at all, like beforehand. Because again, like I said, he's the most boring individual ever. That's kind of the point. And now people are talking about the dreams and stuff, and he wants to get a book out. That's the other thing. A part of the plot is Paul Matthews wants to get a book out there, and he talks to Michael Cera, who's in this movie, right there. And Paul wants to get his book distributed, but they all want to advertise it mainly with his dreams because that's what people are talking about. So it's really interesting, and he's got a wife too, and two kids, and so the whole family situation gets really hectic as well due to the whole dreams and stuff. And yeah, it is kind of a message towards like cancel culture and all that type of stuff. They even like make the joke like, oh, Paul should be in Joe Rogan or whatever fucking podcast or whatever. like they kind of say all that, and Paul's like, no, I don't want to do that, and all that type of stuff. But seriously, like performance wise, like fuck, Nick Cage should have been nominated an Oscar for this at least. Like he was that fucking good, because he was nominated a Golden Globe for Best Actor in Comedy, I think.
For that?
Yeah, for Dream Scenario he was, but Paul Giamatti beat him for The Holdovers, which was also fucking great. But yeah, I feel like Nick Cage should have gotten a shot at getting nominated at least. Cillian Murphy still would have won, but yeah. But I thought this was like arguably one of Nick Cage's best performances he's given.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't hear much about it. I mean, I know the basic plot from the trailers and everything and what it's supposed to be pertaining to, but I don't know.
Because I remember
else about it.
I remember like seeing like trailers for it like before it came in theaters, and there was even like a little thing in the beginning of the trailer like of Nick Cage talking about it, and he's like, Dream Scenario is a masterpiece. Like that's what fucking Nick Cage says in like the beginning of the trailer. And then it plays, so that shit's pretty funny.
He's Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a good movie. It's like it's funny, and like, you do kind of feel bad for him, so it is kind of sad at times where it's like he goes into like unfortunate situations, like for instance, like in the movie, his daughter has a play and he wants to go, but he's not allowed to because everyone fucking hates him and doesn't want anyone around him. So this one lady is like closing the door to make sure he doesn't get in, and as Paul barges in, her fucking hand gets like, her hand bleeds because her fingers got stuck in the, what do you call it, the door or whatever. And she's screaming like now. And she's like, oh my god, fucking Paul Matthews fucked up my hand or something like that. And that's when he gets in like real fucking trouble. Some shit like that. So that's parts where you like feel bad for the guy, because it's like he wants to fucking see his kids play,
Yeah, don't spoil too much more.
I won't. But I don't know. I feel like if you kind of understand the concept, you
say no more. Shut up. Yeah, I understand. I get where you're coming from. I get it. Yeah.
Because there's not really much to spoil about it, honestly.
Well, I have not seen the movie, so I don't know too much about the movie before I see it.
I'm not trying to give you too much of the movie. I'm just saying, like, there's not a whole lot to spoil.
All right. All wrong.
But yeah, if you're a Nick Cage fan, I know you're not huge in A24, but if you're a Nick Cage fan,
I'm not a big A24 fan.
Listen, they have some good shit, Greg. I'm telling you.
No, not that I've seen.
It's not just the ones that you think are bad. They have a bunch of other good shit.
I've seen some A24 stuff, and I've only ever liked like 2. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still some good ones out there that I would recommend you see.
We'll
I'm
see.
not saying all their shit's good, but some of them have impressed me. Like
None of them other than the Iron Claw has impressed me.
okay, the Iron Claw is damn good, but that's like a more accessible.
And I will say I did like the Lighthouse.
Oh
That
yeah, the
was it.
Lighthouse, and this might be an unpopular opinion through our sphere, but I actually really liked Civil War. I saw that in the theater. I know some people don't like it, but I thought it was good for what it was.
Yeah, I probably won't watch that.
Well, okay, that's something you're probably not going to be into, but
Uncle Remus, I didn't like The Witch. I thought it was really freaking boring.
I only saw like the beginning of it, and I don't know. I was like, I'll watch this some other time. Not that I didn't. I don't know.
I know
And
a
I
lot of
like
people like The Witch, but I just did not like it. I thought it was so boring. I was just sitting there like,
it's a very slow burn. That's kind of why I stopped. I'm like, yeah, no, Robert Eggers, was it Lighthouse and The Northman? Those were much better for what I've seen.
Take care, Lady V. Glad to have you with us tonight.
And I'm looking forward to his Nosferatu movie. That's gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah. All right. Well, Dream Scenario $7.50 on Amazon. If anybody wants it, I may have to go buy that
Yeah,
myself.
that
So-
I recommend you, Greg. Uncut Gems. I know I've recommended that one to you a lot.
I have Uncut Gems. I didn't like it.
What?
Yeah.
How?
It wasn't good. It's kind of stupid.
It's fucking good. What? Oh my god.
Yeah.
It didn't have enough karate in it.
God, it's fucking good, man.
If they had more karate in it, it might have been better.
Yeah. So a little more
And a
martial arts
boob.
action.
I thought you
Yeah.
hadn't seen Uncut Gems.
No, I think I told you last time. I have the Blu-ray of it, and I thought it was stupid, especially with the way it ends. And then
the ending is the ending is what pays off the whole fucking
so
movie.
Stupid. It's just so stupid.
That's the fucking shock factor of it. That's what makes it great.
Stupid. It's just so stupid. I've actually wanted to sell it because I don't like it.
Well, I have the 4K from Criterion.
Yeah, I wouldn't even go that far.
Well, I got it on their sale, so I would go that far. It's fucking good.
Teach their own. Teach their own. But Tom,
I'll never understand you sometimes, Greg.
Hey, I like schlocky, B movies, boobs, karate.
Hey, that's
like that.
fine. That's fine. I think I've told you, like I'm a part of a club at my school.
I know
that
your cult
does that
movie
shit.
club.
Yeah. And oh my god, do you know what movie we watched the last fucking week?
Nope.
Catwoman.
I'm sure it'll be some elevated horror. Oh, never mind.
No, the Halle Berry Catwoman movie.
I wouldn't even call that a cult movie. That's just a bad movie.
No, that's what I said. I'm like, what? I'm like, and no, the reason why they showed that is because somebody like just requested it. It was like a special request type thing, and it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna watch Catwoman. It's like, what the fuck? And yeah, like I agree.
Somebody hated you guys.
Somebody hated you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know. It was funny to like laugh at though, like, but the parts I cringed at were just like the terrible fucking editing in the movie.
Bad movie.
It's a bad movie all around. I'm just saying, like the editing is like one of the worst fucking parts of it.
We all know
at least Halle Berry's nice to look at.
That's about the best thing you can say from it.
No, that is the only good thing about it.
Runner isn't a cult. I knew it. Runner called it confirmed. Time to cut class.
It's not a class, it's a club.
All right. Well, let's go to Tom. What do you got first, Tom? What's your next pick?
I like turtles.
Is it a Ninja Turtle thing?
You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll kiss $14.99 goodbye.
Nice.
It's Hardware Wars.
I haven't picked that up yet. I was wanting to get that.
Hardware Wars with Fluke Starbucker.
Nice.
Oh my god. Who hasn't seen Hardware Wars?
Runner.
Yeah.
Augie Ben Doggy. Chinchilla, the Wookiee monster. And ham salad.
Oh, does it look good? Does it look good on that?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's a newer scan of the film. It's been out on Blu-ray before. But what you get here is the new scan, the old scan, the special features from the old Blu-ray,
Nice.
some standard definition short films from the same director. So it's a nice little package. It's not like it's just a little, one thing, right? So it's a nice little package here. I can recommend it. Now, I believe this is I don't know who. This was an exclusive cover. I can't remember if it was just through.
That looks very different than the slipcover.
Yeah, I got this through Diabolic. I don't know if that was just exclusive to them.
It might, because it
or if
looks
it was
like
just a limited.
Yeah.
But they make it look like the old Warner Brothers.
I was gonna say like the old Warner
VHS
snap case, clamshell.
Yep, like the old Warner covers. But no, yeah. So I mean, it's Hardware Wars. The only thing it's missing is the special edition, which the director doesn't consider
part of it
remotely his. Yeah.
Mm.
It is funny if they should have put it on here just to have, but
that would have been great. Yeah, I was wanting to. I haven't picked that up or joysticks yet, and I was wanting to get those.
Keep that in mind.
Oh, okay. I wish I would have had that because I've been wanting to get that one as well. I just haven't.
Well, what sucks is I actually got these early. I had these a week early. I could have talked about these last Wednesday, and I think they came out either that Tuesday or this Tuesday. Come out. So I had them early. But the other one we'll find out about in a minute if you haven't figured it out. But
yeah. But Hardware Wars Runner is basically the best Star Wars parody. One of the best Star Wars parodies.
It's only 11 minutes long. It's like a long trailer.
I've heard
basically.
That.
Yeah.
I've heard of Hardware Wars before.
So Brian Bartz wants to know what is Hardware Wars. What? I can't believe Brian Bartz don't know that. He's usually got all the knowledge there.
I'm very surprised that you don't know. Let's see if we can get away with showing the trailer because there is actually a trailer.
I think we can. Maybe.
God, I love it when we watch trailers in this show. It's fun.
Yeah,
especially when they're Fritz the cat.
We never got claimed for that, but we did get claimed for Cruel Jaws.
That's insane.
Which is bullshit because they should be getting claimed by Universal,
right?
Chinchilla.
I need to watch. That's the type of movie I'd watch with my friends.
It's on YouTube. It's like 11 minutes long. Yeah. It's just a little short film, but it's worth it to pick up on the Blu-ray because it's a new scan. Looks nice.
It's a
bunch of special features. Yeah, there's a director's cut, which is literally just a reversal of the movie because you're seeing it from the director's point of
view. Oh wow,
that's how like this guy is just hilarious. Like,
see, it's a short film though.
Yeah, it's just 11-minute short film.
Yeah. What the fuck? I thought it was a feature film.
No. What you saw there, like that first few minutes of it, is literally how it starts. It's like this elongated trailer selling you a movie that never came.
Oh, because I was gonna say if this was a fucking feature, it would be one I'd watch with my friends, like getting drunk as shit. It's one of those fucking movies.
It's a good one to throw on as like a pre-feature because it's only 11 minutes long. Like how most people know it is they started showing it on like HBO back in the day, like in between movies and shit, because it was like long enough to pad 15 minutes if they needed to pad out to get to the next hour or whatever.
Yeah.
So like if they had a movie starting at 7:00 and then the movie they had on just ended and it's got like, 12, 13 minutes till the next hour, then they'd show Hardware Wars.
Like Hardware Wars, yeah.
And they used to show like Bambi versus Godzilla and a few other things too, yeah.
Nice.
Oh man,
Yeah, it's
the
a mini
masterpiece
spoof,
that is
Tim.
Bambi versus Godzilla.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
There were some other ones they used to show too, but I can't remember what they were. And they also used to show what I missed, and they, these have popped up on Blu-rays, DVDs as of recent years, was like the little spotlight behind the scenes things, because that's how I used to find out about movies that were coming out. And it would be really cool and that was usually the first time you get a look at something like Ghostbusters 2 or Back to the Future 2 or whatever, is Karate Kid 2 and stuff I remember growing up.
I remember seeing those, yeah.
And they throw those on the DVDs and stuff sometimes now, but yeah, those little 6-minute little interstitial things.
Man, I miss those. I miss when like things were good like that.
Well, now they just get thrown online, basically, is what they are. But I just don't give a shit about new movies now. That's the problem.
Who cares? Yeah, exactly.
Yes, Porklips Now is actually on this disc, Tim.
Oh, really?
Close Encounter or Close Cases of the Nerd Kind is not. But you get Porklips Now in standard def, and you also get Plan 9.1 from Outer Space in standard def, and you get Plan. What else? That's it. I think those are the only other ones you get, but otherwise it's just takes on Hardware Wars and some comedy stuff. There's some other skits and stuff on here that are kind of neat. Like all together, I mean, if you combine all the Hardware Wars stuff with all the extras, there's like, I don't know, probably half hour, 45 minutes or more worth of stuff to dig through, probably. Maybe more.
Yeah, I think it's well worth it, especially for something like that. Yeah, you can go watch online and
It's
see
a
it
nice
on YouTube
price.
or something. But yeah, it's a decent price, and you got a physical copy of it forever, and you don't have to worry about it being taken down or something. Plus, you get all those special features. So
I suppose I should show what the inside looks like, huh? I did this cover. And this actually looks like the old Blu-ray they put out a couple years back. And then the other cover is the one that they use for the other, the standard slipcase.
I was gonna say, because I really like the slipcase you got with it. I
don't know if they have any of these left at Diabolic. They never even advertise. I think only at first they did, so maybe they are out already. Because now the one they have on there is just the standard one, so I don't know. You can always email them and ask. They're really good about getting back to people, it seems like. So,
yeah, I love Diabolic. It's that I've really, honestly, I've been shopping Diabolic and Orbit DVD more than I have been any other place lately, Amazon or anything. So they're just like, that's some of the best online stores I've ever worked with. So yeah. Apparently there's a weird fan edit called Star Wars The Third Gathers. You will laugh and get a kick out of it. Never heard of it.
interesting.
I have to look it up. But yeah, I have not seen that in years, probably since the HBO days. I've not seen that. And I was really wanting to get that joysticks. And I just didn't. I forgot to pay for it and get it. So
what do you got? I think we're on Greg's now, or Runner's now, right?
No, I think it's Greg because you just went, Tom.
Did I? Oh yeah, I did.
You just went. You went Hardware Wars.
Hardware Wars.
Yeah. So I have the last tonight. So we'll go with Runner again. So what do you got?
All right, I have another Nick Cage movie, and Rook already showed this one, but I watched it with my mom last night. The Rock.
I feel like I've talked about this movie a lot lately.
There it goes. I love that.
I love that movie. I was in The Rock. Fucking great.
Go ahead, talk about it, Runner. Go ahead, talk about it.
I don't know. I watched it with my mom. she said like, oh, like I think I've seen it, but I don't remember it, or it was like, all right, we gotta watch The Rock, and we just watched it, and yeah, it's a fun movie. I love it. It's probably Michael Bay's best movie. It's my favorite of his, probably. And it was his earlier films and stuff. And I have arguments with my friends and shit because my one friend is like, "Oh no, Michael Bay's never made a good movie." I'm like, "Bullshit! Bad Boys, The Rock." I'd even go as far as to say Armageddon. It's like his earlier shit's good. His newer shit's not so
Yeah,
much. But
it's Michael Bay. I do
yeah,
like The Rock.
well, yeah, he turns into complete Michael Bay later, but like once you get to the whole Transformers fiasco, but shit like The Rock is like fuck, it's a great movie. You know, like fucking Nick Cage, Sean
It is.
Connery,
I
Ed
feel
Harris.
like I've talked about this movie a lot lately because I think Rookie brought it on
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
I wish. Yeah, I was gonna say like I wish. What is it? I wish I was on stream with Rookie.
People
to
can
talk
say
about.
whatever the fuck they want about this movie. It got a Criterion Collection release. That's all you
Yeah.
need to say.
Yeah,
The Rock
it did.
did. The Rock did.
The Rock
The
did.
Rock and
I didn't know
Armageddon
that. And
both
Armageddon.
I
did.
knew Armageddon did. I didn't know The Rock did. Was it only DVD or Blu-ray?
Dude,
I think it was just DVD. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I fucking told my friend that once, and he was like, "Yeah, that's bullshit." I was like, "Nope." The Rock and Armageddon got a Criterion DVD because like my friend was just looking through like Criterion movies and shit into what he can get, and I told him I'm like, dude, some like there's like a couple Michael Bay movies on the Criterion. He's like, fuck that. It was hilarious.
Dang. I didn't even know The Rock. I knew Armageddon. I did not know The Rock. But I do like The Rock. I do like it. It's really good. It's a fun movie. Yeah, like I said, I've talked about it. Then like Rookie brought it on, and then I was talking to Michelle from Forces Light, and she was asking about The Rock, and I was like, yeah, you should definitely watch that. It was fun.
I haven't seen 13 Hours. I might give that a shot if it's that good. And Ambulance just didn't interest me.
Which one was Ambulance? What? That's with Nick Cage too, right? Ambulance.
No, that was Jake Gyllenhaal.
Is it Jake? Are you sure?
Yeah.
I remember saying
Michael Bay's only made one movie with Nick Cage. And that's The Rock.
Oh, I'm thinking of another movie where Nick Cage is an ambulance driver. Oh, that's called Bringing Out the Dead, I think.
I was gonna say you're thinking of the Scorsese's movie, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Jake Gyllenhaal is in the movie Ambulance. That was Michael Bay's last movie.
Michael Bay did 13 Hours as Soldiers of Benghazi thing?
Yeah.
He's had a few decent ones.
Yeah, it was John Krasinski.
I knew John Krasinski. I didn't know that was a Michael Bay movie, though.
Yeah, Michael Bay directed it.
Huh. Interesting.
Wait, so you've seen it? Is it good?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh.
I just didn't know it was Michael Bay.
Yeah, I knew it was Michael Bay because I've seen it like on like I know it has a 4K because I've seen it at like Best Buy back when they used to sell movies. Back in the good old days before they sold out. But yeah, what happened to Michael Bay? I don't know.
Transformers, pretty much.
Transformers.
He liked the smell of his own farts too much.
Too much.
Pearl Harbor.
And things happened.
I know you like Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor is not that good of a movie.
No, Pearl Harbor's terrible.
It's a horrible movie.
No, it's a horrible movie, but it's fucking hilarious. No, it's a bad movie, but it's fucking hilarious to watch. It's like it's a fucking terrible movie, but that's what I kind of like it for that reason, though.
No, I get it though. I get that.
That. I always had to explain that to like my parents. I'm like, yeah, like I get more enjoyment out of Pearl Harbor than Titanic because, yeah, because it's so funny because like I always bring up Tom's argument where it's like, oh, Pearl Harbor is literally Titanic. It's the same fucking thing, even though people bash on Pearl Harbor when they think
It
Titanic's
is.
like this
No,
fucking
I agreed with
masterpiece.
you.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you.
And I have to explain that to my mom because it's like she likes Titanic, but she didn't like Pearl Harbor. And I'm like, they're the same fucking movie. I'm like,
I've argued that Pearl Harbor was actually more historically accurate.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Because there's shit in Titanic that shouldn't exist. In fact, anybody from Wisconsin who knows anything about Wisconsin history, in the beginning of the movie, Leo is talking about fishing in Lake Wissota. It's a man-made lake that did not exist then.
Wow.
And the lights they have on the ship didn't exist then. And there's all kinds of other anachronisms like that throughout the film. But like Pearl Harbor, like Michael Bay, even as goofy as shit as some of that movie is,
oh yeah,
he went to the extreme to make sure that the accuracy of the Pearl Harbor attack and whatnot, like it happens in real time on screen. Like,
the Pearl Harbor attack is actually pretty good.
No, the cinematography is fucking incredible.
That's what I mean. It is some of the most amazing stuff captured on film, as far as like the World War II epic.
Because that was
stuff.
Even my dad admitted that. Like my dad's like, Pearl Harbor's a piece of shit, but that part was pretty good. Like, because like the rest of the movie is fucking goofy.
Yeah, you should cut out all, if you cut out all the Affleck, Josh Hartnett crap.
Yeah,
not war stuff. Then yeah, the movie would be 10 times better. But what they're doing there, and that's what another thing.
See, but that shit's funny as fuck.
I'll give Bay actually more credit because what he's doing, he's not even doing the same thing that Titanic was doing. He's doing what old war movies were. They had those kind of characters in them, getting you through the story.
That's true.
See, and that's kind of what I seen him doing at the time. And and again, I'm not going to sit here and say it's a fucking 10 out of 10 or anything like that. But it's like one of those movies where it's like he gets shit on way too much for that when there's a lot worse shit he has made.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'll tell you one of those. I know it's a bad movie.
Transformer movies, for instance. But anyway, like,
I remember seeing one of the Transformer movies in the theaters with a friend, and I was just like, "What the fuck?" I was bored out of my mind.
I like the first Transformer movie, but after that, they do cook.
Yeah, the first one was fine.
I'll tell you a Michael Bay movie. Now I might want to watch it and I might bring it back on. But I know it's a really, really bad movie, but I absolutely love watching it because it's so stupid. And that's The Island by Michael Bay.
Oh, I've heard of that one. That's
with Scarlett Johansson and Ewan McGregor.
I say that's probably another one I was going to bring up that is probably worse, but I don't remember it. So
no, it's a bad movie, but I love watching it because it's so bad.
See, that's kind of how I look at Pearl Harbor. It's like I know it's bad, like clearly.
The thing though, I mean, like Tom was saying now, yes. So I may not like the movie, but I can see that it has a lot of positivity to it. Like the battle sequence at Pearl Harbor is an amazing sequence. It is historically accurate.
I would love to see like just that scene alone, like on 4K, if they ever release the movie on 4K.
Sadly, it's probably forever stuck in 2K because it was mostly CGI, but
yeah, that's true. But wasn't it shot in film or no?
The movie was, but the effects would have been done on CGI, and then they would have spit it out on a film, basically like a
that's true,
positive or whatever.
Yeah,
that's true.
I love how he brought on The Rock when we're talking about Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, I know, but we talked about The Rock too much, honestly.
I did.
I just wanted to bring it up because it's like I saw it and it's probably his best because I've had like I said, I had an argument with a friend of mine because he's like, oh, like Michael Bay's never made a good movie. It's like bullshit. Watch The Rock.
I like the first Bad Boys
and Bad Boys.
I'm waiting for the movie where they actually go in and scan the original negative and hopefully have the original. And I'm surprised they didn't do this with Star Wars. I'm actually very surprised George Lucas hasn't done this with episode 2 and 3 yet, because those were shot digitally in 1080i.
Mm-hmm.
And the effects are forever stuck in 1080i because of that, or 1080p, because that's the way the film was finished. But I guarantee you he has all the original files, so he could probably go back in and upconvert them somehow with some AI program or what. See, now there's where I wouldn't give a shit if somebody would have used that technology like they did on Aliens and True Lies and on Abyss, if they do it to a movie like that, if they do that to a digital movie that's been shot in 1080p or 1080i, then I wouldn't complain.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What you're actually doing could possibly improve the picture somehow, some way, because there's nothing else there for it to pull from. And this is where I hate the whole argument with Aliens, sorry, to be more specific, and the James Cameron thing, because people are misinterpreting the argument coming from us nerds. Now I know you guys here understand this, and most of you out in chat probably do. But if anybody's listening that isn't a part of this community or is somebody who thinks, oh, people are just being too nerdy about that, the issue isn't so much that he used the AI to upconvert it. The issue is that they were fucking lazy, and they did not even go to the extent of going back to the original film negative and rescanning them in 4K. They are using the old Blu-ray scans from, in some cases, over a decade old.
Mhm.
This is what's bothering fans. It's because you went through this loophole to try and sell us something that isn't even true 4K.
Yeah.
And somebody like James Cameron should know not to use AI. That is almost like the irony of fucking ironies. Is it the guy who wrote us one of the best movies ever about not trusting artificial intelligence? Is trusting these movies artificial intelligence.
Exactly. Well, he knows what year it was supposed to start. This is the year it starts. So
Oh my god.
he wrote it into
funny.
Terminator.
It all comes around.
It comes full circle.
It comes full circle. Yep, exactly.
Guy that became self-aware.
Yeah.
God.
All right.
That's terrible.
Any final words on The Rock?
Other than it is a James Bond
It
sequel.
needs a 4K, yeah.
It definitely needs a 4K. Oh fuck yeah. And Armageddon.
Are you listening, Disney?
Yes. Give us 4K of that.
Jesus Christ, yeah, like fucking Disney, you own The Rock for fuck's sakes.
That's sad.
I mean,
too,
Armageddon.
That is sad. Because if this was owned by like fucking any other studio you can think of, we probably would have gotten a 4K by now.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, like Armageddon, The Rock, all those movies would be the first ones they'd put up. Most studios have put out all their Michael Bay movies in 4K regardless. Disney is the only one who's lacking.
Yeah, exactly. And like especially also it's like a Jerry Bruckheimer production, and like almost all of his movies are like out on 4K. Top Gun, Beverly Hills Cop, Bad Boys, all those
Wow,
fucking
they
movies.
did that shitty Pirates 4K.
Yeah, we're not going to count that. I'm talking about like the ones that were.
No, I know that is a not Michael Bay, but
Jerry Bruckheimer. Yeah,
Jerry Bruckheimer production at least. But yeah,
didn't not even like the National.
I haven't seen the other ones that came out in the box set. I don't know if they're just as bad.
I thought about buying that box set. I'm hesitant.
Yeah, I mean, if they're just up converts.
So Double Fat says in 2 years it's the 30th anniversary of The Rock. So maybe
Criterion re-release it. Come on.
Yeah,
that would be great.
You'd be able to get Freddy Got Fingered from Criterion before you would get The Rock.
Daddy, do you want some sausage?
I wouldn't complain. That's a funny ass movie.
Really, you liked Freddy Got Fingered?
It's fun if you're watching with friends. If I were to watch that by myself, I'd probably turn it off. But I watched it at Cult Cinema Club, and it was fucking hilarious. And the host of that fucking club says it's one of his like favorite movies. Is Freddy Got Fingered. I thought you'd like that movie, Greg.
It's just I was never a big Tom Green fan, so
well, that's fair, but it's fucking hilarious, and Rip Thorne's fucking hilarious in it too. But I hear I'm not that it's a surprise, but I hear the scan or whatever, the version, the quality of the one in Criterion Channel is not very good anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go to you, Tom, again, real quick, and then we'll go back to me because let's see.
Oh, all right.
Because you guys got 5 each. I only got 3.
Well, as I mentioned, I also got
lucky bastard
joysticks.
That's the one I really want.
And also, I got it early. And I love this case. This just looks amazing.
That's nice. I love it.
It's It
very
actually
old
has
school.
the actual it's a game box, and it has like instructions how to put the movie into
I
the
love
Blu-ray
it.
player and all
that's
that
cool.
business. So yeah, so it's really neat looking. And of course, you got the inside, and it comes with a little poster,
Nice.
and there's a
Cannot wait
disc,
to
of
get this
course.
one.
And this actually has a commentary with the guy from Serial at Midnight and somebody from Diabolic DVD as well.
Oh
So
yeah,
the owner.
nice.
And it's a new 2K scan of the negative. And there's a little interview with like the director on here and some other stuff. And I ended up liking the movie more than I thought I would.
It's fun. It's fun.
Because like I knew it was going to be like a Porky's type ripoff.
The sex comedy.
Yeah, just a sex comedy set around the world of arcade games, and I never saw it when I was younger. But no, it turned out to be kind of I wouldn't say charming per se, because it is what it is. It doesn't pretend to be anything more than it is. But I just love the aesthetic of it. I love the video game kind of nature of it. I mean, the movie is ridiculous, just like a lot of the movies of that era. But surprisingly, it's on the better end of the spectrum of the teen sex comedies of that time period, I guess is the way to put it. So I recommend it. I think it was fun.
Nice.
It was nothing I'd write home about, but yeah.
I mean, it's right up my alley, man. Boobs.
Oh yeah, you'll like
everything. I'm friends with one of the actresses in the movies. So
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Becky LeBeau. She's one of the plays Lizzie, the blonde chick. She's hot. What can I say? She does a lot of topless scenes.
So is she the one with there's a lot of blondes in this movie. So.
Her name is Lizzie in the movie, is from what I know. Because I know she's more than likely she took her top off in the movie. So
well, there's plenty of boobs.
Because that's what she does. Like anytime she's in a movie, her top's coming off.
No, I mean it was a fun film.
Liza, I'm sorry, her name is Liza.
Liza.
In the movie.
I don't remember. It's been 2 weeks since I've watched
it.
So.
But no, it's
this would have been one of my last week picks had I made it back here.
Yeah. But it's fun. It's one of those like old school 80s like choice, arcade type thing and chicks and stuff. They always made it seem so much cooler than it was in real life. So.
I mean, the plot is really razor thin. I mean, you've got this guy who runs this arcade and he is getting hassled by the guy from Walking Tall. What's his name?
Jodan Baker.
Jodan Baker, yes, thank you. So he's like this guy who I don't remember if he's like part of the city council or something like that, or he's a mayor. I can't remember now. It's been a couple weeks since I watched it now. Either way, his daughter keeps going there and stuff, so he's getting sick and tired of it, and he's acting like the arcade is like the worst place somebody could go. It's just going to turn his daughter into a bunch of hookers or daughter into a hooker. And the chick, are you talking about there's also the chick from Police Academy 4 in here too. That's his daughter. I can't remember her name offhand, but either way, the whole thing is he wants to shut the place down. So that's really the whole concept, right? And from there, it just leads up to this, competition between, their champion and the other champion, and It's your real basic run of the mill 80s teen comedy, let alone sex comedy, right? Like it's, the same kind of concept, but it worked. It was fun. The actors in it are decent. Nobody I could really go, oh God, they're a standout performance or anything like that. You'll recognize a few people, most of them you won't. But
exactly. Yeah.
I don't know what the Joe Bob count is. I forgot to keep count, Uncle Remus. I'll try to remember that for next time. I was
actually trying to look that up right now because there was this there's this website and I can't find it. I was trying to remember.
If I had to guess, it's probably like 6.5.
Yeah, I was trying to. There's this website that has chronicled the Joe Bob Drive-In movie totals. From the Turner Classic channel to Monster Vision to the Last Drive-In, they've got them all. So, and I was trying to find it. I can't remember the website, but I was going to look it up just to see. But no, yeah, you're right. It's a fun movie. I remember really liking it. I have not seen it in years, and so I was wanting to see it again, and just hadn't got to it yet. So, but yeah, it sounds like it's still a good fun watch.
I enjoyed it. Yep, I can recommend it.
Nice. Matter of fact, I just found the website, so let's see the drive-in totals for this movie if I can find the movie. Let's see, joysticks. Oh, I forgot about. I'm seeing movies like Losing It for Spring Break, Getting It On, Deathstalker, War Games. War Games was on Monster Vision. That's right. Forgot about that. I know. I'm trying to find it. I wish they would give you a thing where you could like type it in, but they just got all the posters of the movies. But you guys could talk real quick or something if you want. I don't know what to say.
Well, I mean, like I said, the scan looks pretty good. Not overly processed or anything like that, from what I could tell. I guess it says it was restored here in 2015, but still looks all right. Mono audio. There was some stuff on here. I'm not even sure why it's here, but like it was just kind of weird. But something to do with the director.
Who was the director of it?
Graydon Clark.
I don't remember.
Did like Final Justice and a couple other movies. B level stuff.
Bunch of B movies.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it on this list, so he may not have showed it on any of his shows. But if he's seen it, it's probably in one of his books. So, yeah.
That's right. The one guy who plays the one of the main bad guys, Jodan Baker's champion or whatever you want to call it, the punk guy, is the guy who plays the uncle on Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, Grimes. What's his name? Is it something Grimes? Yeah.
Oh shit! It said it here. John Grease.
Grease. Yeah, whatever his name.
Whatever you say it,
yeah.
He's really young, of course, but yeah.
That guy's been in like a boatload of movies. Real genius, everything.
Yeah, it's one of those guys you don't realize he's in all that stuff until you start to recognize him and stuff, and even sometimes you don't recognize him right away. It's just like, he's kind of a chameleon in that sense.
Yeah. I know he's even in Taken. He's even in the movie Taken. But I'm not the website I found. I can't be comprehensive because it's only 3 pages worth of movies, and I know Joe Bob Briggs has done way more than 3 pages worth of movies, and some of his titles are in books that he's written for him, so they're not necessarily always televised. But yeah, that's a good pick. I've been waiting for mine. Hopefully I will get that soon, and I will get to watch Joysticks. I haven't seen it in a long time. But it was funny because I saw, speaking of which, because I know Becky LeBeau is in that movie, and she's also in the movie School Spirit that I brought on here a minute ago, where she just appears topless. She just all of a sudden she shows up and she's topless, and I put a thing out, and she was like, "Oh yeah, if I remember this movie, I think I there is a scene where I actually have my shirt on," and then director Jim Wynorski chimed in. He's like, "No, that's that's called Night School. This is School Spirit. You go sliding topless in an orgy in this movie." I was just like, cool. But anyways, I guess we'll move on to me, and I'll get to my big pick of the night. So get ready. It's a Fuck Shout Factory title. I have Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the new steelbook from them. So there you have it. I do like the steelbook, though. I will admit to that. I do like the steelbook. And let's make sure I get it. Here's the inside of it so you guys can see it. Now the 4K, it looks great. I don't believe what they say. It says excuse you. It does say a new 4K scan, but I do not believe this is a new 4K scan. I believe this is the same 4K scan that Arrow used for their Blu-ray. And by the by, if you have this Blu-ray and you got the 4K, hold on to this Blu-ray because Shout Factory skimped out on the special features. This has way more special features than this does. This has the audio commentaries. Okay, everything that's on this is on this because this has the audio commentaries with the Kyoto brothers, the making of Killer Clowns, composing the clowns, Creating the Clowns, visual effects with Gene Warren Jr., deleted scenes, bloopers, earliest films of the Kyoto Brothers, and Easter eggs. That's what this one has. But this one has interviews with all the actors in the movies that they could find. The actress that plays Debbie, Suzanne Snyder. I believe they got a Grant Kramer, one of the actors in the movies. This has got so many other special features, image galleries, trailers, Tales of Tobacco. There's so many. It's like you can't even read them all. I was trying to read them all, but if you guys can see through there, but all that so much better special features on this than on the Scream Factory. And I believe this is probably the same 4K scan using this, because usually when they say it does say new 4K scan, but usually if it's a new scan, like on some of the other ones, like we'll say a new 2023 scan, a new 2022 scan. This doesn't say a year at all. It just says
new to us, basically. Because if I remember right, isn't that Killer Clowns? Even though I think it's region free, wasn't that a UK release, or was it a US and UK release? I can't remember.
I think this was a US and a UK release.
Oh, then they're fucking lying. So fucking shout figures for Shout Factory.
And this is a 4K scan too of this on this Blu-ray.
Yeah, and that's from a couple of years back, actually.
Yeah. Let's see, what year was this?
Can you still get that Blu-ray?
I think so. I don't think it's out of print, but I'm not really sure.
No, actually, that's not true. You may be able to get your hands on it, but the Arrow version is out of print.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I haven't seen it on their website.
Because this is one of the things that's kind of about these companies passing these movies around lately. I've noticed that Shout is like the laziest as far as gathering up stuff, especially since probably the better people have left the company. Kino does the best they can. Now, Criterion is an asshole. They won't let anybody have any of their exclusive shit.
Right.
That's just the way they are. So, like, there's some Kino titles that they've done that Criterion did before that they don't have the Criterion stuff on the disc, but they have everything else they could get. And sometimes even more they'll add. So, like, every other company seems like they go above and beyond and out of their way to try and get as much. Vinegar Syndrome's the same way. Everybody else has always gotten everything Shout has had prior to this, on their releases. And if they take a Shout title, they'll do everything they can to get the Shout stuff on their disc. Shout, on the other hand, clearly cheaped out on this, and they did not want to pay Arrow for whatever is different between the two. I can't remember how much stuff is different, but I think even like the music video for the Dickies is on the Arrow version, isn't it?
That's what I'm looking at here. Scott, Let the Show Begin, Anatomy of a Killer theme song, an all new interview with the original members of the. It's got an interview with the Dickies on this, and there's no interview with the Dickies on the Shout Factory at all.
I was going to say, I think all the Dickies stuff is not on there, and
all the Dickies stuff is on the Arrow stuff. It's got the interview with the Dickies. It's got the Kyoto's Walk Among Us, the Adventures of Inseparate Filmmaking. It's an all new documentary highlighting the making of the Kyoto Brothers' childhood films. Not on the Shout Factory. It does have their films, their 8mm films on the Shout Factory one, as it does on this, but it does not have that documentary. Disc is fucking
loaded with special features.
It's loaded with way more special features than you can just take out the Blu-ray out of it. Because the 4K scan, this does look really good on 4K. Now, I have heard some horror fans complain about how good it looks because they like the lower budget look of the film.
Then keep your old ass Blu-ray and shut the fuck up. What the hell?
So
that's what I don't understand when people gripe about that. It's like, and what are you supposed to do? Not do a 4K version for us who want it?
Exactly.
Shut up. You got yours.
I like
Quit complaining. You're just adding to the fucking noise.
But the 4K scan does look beautiful. I'm pretty sure it's the same Arrow, the 4K scan Arrow did. But it looks great. It looks great. But yeah. If you have your Arrow Blu-ray,
I haven't got
hold
it
on
yet.
to it.
But I've heard that in some spots, here's the thing: yes, since this is out of print now, it is a 4K scan. It does have the HDR grading and all that business that the Arrow version does not have. So it does have a little bit more depth and color and all that kind of business. Yes. But there's some reviewers that are saying that some shots look almost identical.
I was wanting to do that. I had not had a chance to compare them because I was wanting to compare.
Which is funny because they're saying that especially the night shots, which is funny. You would think that the HDR would make the night shots that much better on the 4K and the darks darker and the brights brighter as opposed to the other way around. So that makes me wonder what kind of grading, how good of a grading they did on this. And, or like you said, This is clearly the same scan.
Oh, it's the same. It's got to be. That's the only thing I did not get to do today before the show because I was wanting to do it, but I did not get a chance to do it because I was wanting to compare the scans of the two, and I'm pretty sure they're the same scan. And yes, the color really does pop. It does look great. There is grain. The HDR does help, but the movie's mostly shot at night. The whole movie, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say, most of the movies shot at night because I've seen this movie once.
Yeah, but there's a lot of. I think some of it's shot outside at night, and some of it's shot on stages at night. So
you can kind of see.
You can kind of tell the difference. Was my point. Yeah.
When they find the tent in the beginning of the film, you can kind of see the differences there because you can see when him and her, they're the two stars and the old man. When they're outside, you can tell they're outside in the woods walking, and then when they get to the tent and they walk around the trees, you can tell that the trees are fake and that they're in like a studio like area or whatever with the tent there and everything, and the darkness is artificial compared to actual outside darkness. You can tell that.
And people are selling the out of print Arrow Blu-ray for like almost $70.
Wow.
Bastards.
That's crazy. I didn't know it was out of print. I'm glad I got mine. I didn't get the slipcover, unfortunately, but I'm glad I got mine.
I'll be honest. I need to rewatch this movie because I watched it once, like with some like friends at college and shit, and I didn't enjoy it as much as I'd hoped. But I need to rewatch it again.
Oh, I love it. It's a great movie.
I can see why you'd love it. Though the one part I laughed at the hardest was the uppercut part where his fucking head flies out.
That was great. The movie's not meant to be taken seriously. Let's be honest.
No, I know it's not, but I don't know, one of my friends who's like fucking huge into horror, like I am. You'd probably get along with him, Greg. He fucking loves the movie. He says like he'll always tell me it's one of the greatest fucking movies ever made, and I'm like, no, it's fucking not. Like he'll say that just
it is.
Yeah,
I know he'll say that to kind of piss me off sometimes. That's why. But I tell him, I'm like, you know what, dude? The one great thing about that movie is the dude's head flying off after that uppercut punch.
So what did you say about it being out of print? I didn't hear that part.
Oh, that out of print, people are selling the Blu-ray Arrow for like almost $70
already.
Yeah.
Yes, on Amazon.
See, because that's what I was going to say is they might still have somewhere you can get your hands on it, but
I mean, I could.
Yeah, as far as I know now that Shout released this, it should be out of print. Yeah.
I would have to check. Like,
I wish I kept my old DVD of it. I had it, but I still have my old MGM release with the weird little slip case thing they got in here. It's like weird. It's like I put it in there, but it was on the front of the thing.
Yeah, because that poster's goofy looking.
It is. And I do have.
Go ahead.
No, that's all right. And I do have the Arrow on here too.
You got the Arrow one. Yeah, I never just switched the insert around.
There's actually a couple of different slip covers they had.
I like that. I do like that slip.
I like this one. Yeah, there's this one. Like the one with like a weird art where it has like a big hand squeezing a dude, and I can't remember if there was another one or not. But yeah.
And aren't they making a sequel to this or something?
There's a video game coming out.
Well, I know it was a video game. Like I thought, Amazon MGM was working on one, like a sequel to this.
They've been trying to for years. There one point in time there was supposedly a Netflix was going to do the sequel.
So basically, okay, here's what happened.
I could see Prime doing it. Amazon Prime.
It looks like most of what Shout Factory has on there is what's on the original MGM disc.
Oh, really?
This is what I'm reading here.
Because most
audio
of the
commentary, 5 featurettes, making of killer clowns, composing clowns, visual effects with Gene Warren Jr., creating clowns, Kyoto Brothers, earliest films, 2 deleted scenes with director commentary, bloopers, original trailer, and more.
Yeah.
See, and that's the same thing that happened to Kino on Silence of the Lambs because they couldn't get the Criterion stuff, so they just have the MGM stuff.
Yeah. So, yep. And then the
new stuff they did, then yeah, is not on there at all.
All those special features that you just read are on the Arrow disc, along with all the Arrow stuff that they produced, which is a lot. And they even got an interview with the composer John Massari. Shout out to him. I actually know he follows me as well. And I actually know a kid who played the drums with the Dickies
Cool.
for the video games.
Oh wow.
He played drums, because John Massari also scored the video game, and he
Well, I
brought
thought
in
the video game wasn't going to use the Dickies song.
No, it actually is. It actually is.
Oh, it is. They finally
Yes.
got that worked
Yeah,
out. Cool.
it actually is. So, John Massari also scored the video game, and this kid I know plays drums for it, and he plays drums in the music and stuff, and he's also drummed a little part of the Dickies song that's also with the drummer of the Dickies. So they sort of work together in that.
Cool.
Yeah. So I actually had him on my channel. His name's Bryson. Young kid, really lucky young kid. He's about your age, Runner, I believe, and he's been playing drums for Killer Clowns and stuff on the video game and everything. It's cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I remember you telling me that or something.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know about a sequel ever happening though. They did want to for the longest time. Yeah,
I mean, considering like
it almost deserves one. I mean, come on.
I mean, considering they're doing sequels and prequels to like their older
Everything
shit.
else.
Yeah, to their older shit. It's like Killer Clowns is much more deserving. Like, I mean, they're making a sequel to the new Roadhouse movie for fuck's
Oh,
sake.
Fuck, I know.
that
Never
is
mind. We
horrible.
just talked about that the other night.
That's dumb as shit. Because like, I don't know. That might be like the worst.
Did you and I
movie.
get to talk about that? I know I
Me?
saw it, but yeah, I remember I saw it. But I
No,
don't know if we
no, because when you watched it, I only watched like the first 10 minutes,
Oh.
and then eventually I watched the whole thing, and we didn't.
It's horrible, isn't it?
It's not good. It's bad. It's terrible. You know what's like, and it's probably the worst movie I've seen this year, and I haven't seen a whole bunch of movies that came out this year. Like I haven't seen Madam Web yet, so I can't compare it to that, but it is probably the worst movie I've seen this year. It's bad. It's not good.
That's I still can't believe it's a sequel. But
that's ridiculous. I'm like, it's not
bad.
good.
Parts of me would like to see the Kyoto Brothers to do a sequel, but also parts of me like I like Killer Clowns, and if it's a one and done, it's kind of a product of the '80s, which I really like that in the sense of but it maybe the time for the sequel has passed.
It's a product of the '80s with a callback to the 1950s, 60s sci-fi horror films.
Very true.
So it's kind of like one of those things where, yes, I think the sequel would be fun, but I wouldn't even be surprised if they did it. It would be like a straight to streaming type thing.
Mm-hmm. So I said Netflix at one point in time, I believe, was going to.
See, that's why I'm saying I feel like Amazon Prime would do something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Well, now that they own it, that's what I think they're doing.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're doing a remake or not. I should reach out to the Kyotos and find out what the hell's going on with that.
I'm friends with one of them.
I think all three of them, or at least two of them. And that was my issue with trying to get him for an interview, was like they said, we only do interviews with all three of them.
Yeah.
And trying to nail all three down at the same time is like damn near impossible. So it's like,
crazy.
I gave up after a while because I kept talking to Edward, and I think I only got two of them, Edward and the older one. And
yeah, I think Edward's the one that follows me.
Yeah. And again, they were all willing, or at least they were willing, but they had to reach out to the one that I think isn't on social media. And yeah, so like,
yeah. Good night, Brian Barth. How do we know these people?
No, I'm saying it's crazy how you know these people.
Oh, it just sometimes it happens.
Yeah, sometimes
I'm impressed with the people that have been following Greg lately.
I've noticed. What the fuck?
Sometimes that's like I say. So sometimes you don't know who's watching you.
Well, I'm sure that's probably the only reason Charlie Band is following me now, because I noticed that today. I don't know when he started.
I can't believe you. I was like,
well, what a surprise.
I would assume Charles Band would have followed you before me, but hey, I'll take, I'm glad he's following.
I talk about him all the time. I just talked about him earlier today, which was ironic, and I don't even know, he just popped up on my feed, and then I just happened to graze over the thing and realized it said he follows me. I was like, oh, okay.
Nice. Yeah. No, like I said, you really never know who's watching you sometimes or who's connected to those people.
I think
that
it's
watch
more
you.
so because of you, but I'll give to you on this one. Even though I know his brother, I've talked to his brother. I still have an
Yeah.
interview with his brother that hasn't been released yet. It was going to try and use that, but it's been so long that I just kind of whatever. But I've heard Charlie can be either sometimes he's all open for that stuff, sometimes not. It just depends. But
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if you're the first one among us to get him on here.
That would be awesome. I'd like to get him before that Planet CHH guy. I'd like to get him on here before he does.
Right?
Yeah.
I know, like there's some of these other guys are just like, how? Like,
yeah. But no, I mean, if you want to get the 4K of Killer Clowns, you can. I'd get it. It looks great. I do think it looks great. I do agree with maybe some people where so you can sort of tell with the darkness that they talked about. But I'd also, if you have the Arrow, I'd keep on to the Arrow one. It's the same 4K scan and it has more special features. So that's what I recommend.
there you go.
Yeah.
I wish I had it. Mine's still in the mail.
I know I was going to wait, but I didn't watch much. Like I said, I watched some Roger Corman stuff, which I'm surprised people haven't asked me about that.
Well, I didn't get to the Crow yet either, which I'd hoped to, but
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of my 4K. I haven't watched all of it though.
What's weird is I did wind up on accident getting both of the steelbooks. So I have one. I have both versions of the steelbook.
Which one do you like better? Because I was thinking about getting one of them.
I kind of like. I like the one I got through Groove better. I think.
That's the US one.
Yeah, and then the one with where it's his close up of his face.
Mm-hmm.
The one where it's like him a little farther back, not so much. That's the one I didn't open yet because that's the one I got second from Amazon.
Yeah. I was curious because I saw that.
Or no, it wasn't Groove. Maybe it was Walmart I ordered it from. I can't remember which, but yeah, I got both versions somehow. And I didn't even know that was gonna be a thing. So yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was two different versions of it, to be honest. So I wasn't paying that much attention.
Yeah, there's the US and the UK one, and I saw the UK one on Orbit. They had got some in.
It's actually set up as a US one, so it must have been an exclusive for Amazon or something then.
But I personally thought the scan of the Crow looked great. I thought it looked beautiful.
It did look good.
I've heard good things about it from everybody.
I
that
skimmed
knows way
through
more
it,
than
and what I saw looked pretty good, but yeah, so
yeah. And I was surprised with it being Paramount. Like you said with Major League. So far, Major League surprised me from Paramount, and the Crow surprised me from Paramount.
But guess what I got coming in the mail?
What do you
Once
got?
Upon a Time in the West.
Oh, now I've heard things about that one.
From my two people I trust the most now, I've heard no good.
Yeah, I've heard some stuff from the digital.
If Bill is saying something, that means and let me just tell you, this other person that I mentioned earlier in the private chat, they were the last person to say something to me because that's what they're working on right now. They said it's even worse than Bill said. He said, he's being nice.
That would be a good video to watch. That's going to be a good one to watch. All right, but yeah, there you go. The Killer Clowns. Great 80s flick. And you know me, I love those old 50s sci-fi, which you were right. I didn't even touch on that. It is a throwback to like the 50s, 60s sci-fi type movies in the 80s, which is what the 80s really, they a lot
like
of
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Or no,
yeah.
Well, a little bit of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but more so like Invaders from Mars and
yeah, exactly. Like yeah. All right. But yeah, if you got your arrow, hold on to your arrow. Hold on to it. Your turn, Runner. What do you got for us?
So I have like two movies technically that I'm going to show. They're both David Cronenberg movies.
Are these like your last two movies, or
no? These are not my last two movies. I have one more after this.
Okay.
One of these is a triple feature, but we're not going to talk about the other two because I've already seen one of these movies, and the other one I've only seen a little bit of. Or I've only seen at least like the first half, but we're only going to talk about two movies.
Debbie Does Dallas and Debbie Does Dallas 2.
Yeah, you wish. I said they were David Cronenberg movies, right? Didn't I?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, David Cronenberg directed Debbie Does Dallas and Debbie Does Dallas 2.
That would be a really weird porno.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Oh, I'd watch it though. I got Shivers.
Oh, I have Shivers. I've seen
the
that
Steel
one.
Book.
Yeah.
From Walmart. Uh,
Good night, Uncle Remus.
I ran to my Walmart recently just to check out their section, and a lot of their shelves are empty, sadly. But I got this, and I have this triple feature of American History X, A History of Violence, and True Romance.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a little bit of American History X. I started watching it today. I've seen A History of Violence, great movie, and I've already seen True Romance like 2 years ago.
Like
But
2 years ago.
yeah, but I something like that. I don't know how long it's been. It's been a while since I've seen it. History of Violence. That's why I brought this on. Have you seen it, Greg?
Yeah, I've seen History of Violence. I actually like History of Violence.
Yeah, it's fucking good. Like
It's a pretty good movie. Pretty solid.
I want more graphic novel adaptations from Cronenberg now.
That's is like one of the really weird, like you wouldn't even know that's a Cronenberg film. It's so different than anything he's done, really.
It's true, but there are some nods to
I
it
mean,
where
yeah, you can recognize his style, but there's like, it's very different than what you would think a Cronenberg film would
Oh
be.
no, for sure. Yeah, no, for sure, that's true. But yeah, it's very, very fucking good though.
Yeah.
Like for something that's not really like horror or on top of that body horror that Cronenberg does, like it's fucking really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of his more recent ones. Or well, actually, no, it's not. It came out in like the early 2000s, I think, right?
Fun fact: it was the last mass-produced VHS movie.
Wow, really?
Yes, when VHS was done and DVD and Blu-ray took over, the History of Violence was the last mass-marketed produced VHS.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And guess what? You thought the $70 for the Killer Clowns was the price? Go look up that VHS and look at the ridiculous prices people are trying to charge for that.
oh, for History of Violence?
Just for the VHS. It's absolutely stupid price.
Jesus Christ.
Nobody should pay that much for a VHS.
No, that's ridiculous. But yeah, like Shivers I thought was really good. It's a decent movie.
It's Cronenberg. It's really good. It's really weird too. There's some.
It is weird. It's not my favorite of his. It's not my favorite of his that I've seen, obviously, because it's one of his earlier films, and Ivan Reitman produced it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You guys probably already knew that, but yeah.
Yeah.
I saw his name in the credits in the beginning. I was like, holy shit, that Ivan Reitman?
Yep. Ivan Reitman produced it.
That's crazy. And so I saw that, and like right afterwards, like at like midnight, I just put in A History of Violence because I'm like, fuck, let's watch another Cronenberg movie.
I do like it. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good like mob type movie. I know it's a graphic novel, but I just love
it does feel pretty graphic novel at times, especially with like the violence and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You can sort of tell it kind of has that type of translation to it, but it's really good. Like it's really fucking. Oh yeah, Ed Harris. Yeah, great cast too. William Hurt is in it too.
Yep.
Yeah, that's his name. It's a really good movie. It got me engaged like the entire time. Cause like
keeps engaged because it does get to a point where is he really Joey or is he not?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, fuck. Like I was like, because you think like, oh, Ed Harris, his character is a lying, creepy piece of shit. Because that's what they make you think. But at the same time, it's like the way he killed those two guys in the coffee shop were like kind of insane.
I mean, like the spurts of action they do are incredible.
It's like once you see that, it's like you can kind of tell like there's more to this fucking Tom guy.
Oh yeah.
And I wasn't sure if like, oh, that was just a normal thing for him or is something more about him. And yeah, it was the other way around. It was more about the guy, and the whole Joey part is kind of crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a very good movie. I do enjoy that movie, and I do like Shivers. I don't have the steelbook of Shivers. I have the Vestron Blu-ray. It's the same thing.
It's
just not
the original
Slipknot.
poster though, right?
Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
so.
because this one, the
It
original,
just wasn't. The original poster is not green though.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
The original
Yeah.
poster is right there.
yeah. That's my Vestron slipcover has that on it.
Yeah, but this is the Vestron Steelbook.
Yeah,
obviously.
it's the same disc.
Same disc. But yeah, I still need to watch some of Cronenberg's other movies. I've only ever seen The Fly, Videodrome, Crash, and Scanners, I believe. Yeah, those are the only ones. The other than Shivers and A History of Violence.
Which is great movies. Great movies. Great picks there.
Yeah. So yeah, those are my two picks. I just wanted to just to shorten it out. It's like, oh, I have two Cronenberg movies. I might as well make it as one.
Yeah. Oh, good ones. And it's like Shivers is basically his Dawn of the Dead, which is just weird sex zombies in an apartment building.
Completely. I mean, my God, the amount of I mean, fuck, maybe that is his Debbie Does Dallas.
It's weird sex zombies in a locked in an apartment, and it's
weird.
Like
it's a weird little sucky creature that creates a host of other people trying to gather other people around. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's very weird.
Very.
But that's Cronenberg for you.
Yep, I believe that's one of his first movies that he ever did. If not, maybe it's not his first movie.
I don't know about his first movie.
It's one of his first movies.
Because he also did Rabid as well.
Yeah, I think Rabid was his first movie.
Was that his first or second? I don't.
I'm trying to figure this out.
He did a ton of very low budget movies and shit. Oh, The Brood was another one he did.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta look at his fucking filmography. Oh shit! Shivers is technically his first movie. Then he did Rabbit because he did a bunch of
I thought I remember seeing it.
He did some TV movies. Apparently he made a version of Crimes of the Future that was an hour long in 1970, and then eventually he made it as a film not too long ago. Yeah, so technically Shivers, Rabid, The Brood, Scanners. Then he did Scanners, then he did Videodrome, The Dead Zone, The Fly, Dead Ringers, which I still need to watch. I still need to watch Naked Lunch.
You'll get to him. You'll get to him, film student.
No, for sure. He's making a new movie now, I think, right? Or is it's coming out or something?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
No, it's making. I'm pretty sure it's in some film festivals and shit right now. Kind of like Crimes of the Future. It's kind of like David. Was it Cronenberg is at that stage now? Like what Carpenter said. You know that clip of his story with Cronenberg being all too serious now and shit.
Yeah.
You've seen that clip, right?
No, I don't think I have.
Oh my God, I need to fucking find that. I gotta show that to you. I think you'd get a kick out of it because because Carpenter used to go to outings and stuff with David Cronenberg and some other friends of theirs, and John Carpenter's David Cronenberg just came up to me one time, and he's just way too fucking serious. He's this big artist and shit. and John Carpenter's just I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I love John Carpenter.
And I could totally see that being real, but I gotta find that clip. I'm gonna find that fucking clip for you.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and go to Tom and see what.
Yeah, go to Tom. I'm gonna find that clip right now.
What do you got, Tom? If you're there, what's your next pick?
All right, let's see. What should I start with here? Let's do this first. Get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape! The greatest series of all time, the original Planet of the Apes, and I have here the Legacy Collection, which I've recently found out is long out of print. And good luck getting your hands on any of the collections at this point for under like $100 or $90 or something like that. It seems like
I'm
70.
glad I had that.
Yeah. So basically, because Disney is just sitting on this, I don't know how they didn't do a 4K scan for the new film, which we may talk about here in a little bit. But for this one, this has the 5 films. This is basically just a slimmed down version of a much more elaborate box set they did that was like a book that folded out and you had all the discs in the book. And instead, this is just in a slip cover like this, and standard case like this. So I was happy just waiting and getting this, and I was fine with this at the time. Even though as much as I love these movies, I was not a fan of how those movies were packed into that box set, as cool as it looked. That being said, these still don't look the worst. In fact, I think 4 and 5, if not maybe 3, 4, and 5, come from the negative, because 4 and 5 are extended cuts that were available for the first time on the Blu-rays, and those look the best of all the films. But the first film is most likely not from the negative, and it doesn't look like it. Looks like it's from the inner positive, at least. It's in rough shape, but I don't remember the second film looking so bad. So maybe that's just a better shaped inner positive that hadn't been struck so much. But overall, I mean, great film collection. This collection is great as far as the special features go. 99% of all the special features that have been on the earlier box set are on here. They're just missing a couple little minor trailers that, not a big thing. But other than that, no, you got the excellent documentary starring Roddy McDowall that covers all 5 of the films. Each disc also gets an individual new making of, or even in some cases couple of making ofs and vintage making ofs added to them as bonuses. So that's a plus. There's a game on here if you really want to play it.
Like a game?
Yeah, like the Forbidden Zone game. It's kind of weird. But anyway, no, I mean, these movies are great. The first film I hold up as a cinematic masterpiece. It's one of those films that it may piss some people off, but I consider it just as important as Wizard of Oz and Gone with the Wind and all those kind of films. For me, King Kong and Planet of the Apes are with that in that.
I'm not mad about that.
I'll agree with you on that one.
And just the twist ending alone. I mean,
that got me as a kid when my parents showed that to me.
Now the second film is, in my opinion, the least of the series because nothing fucking happens.
Oh yeah, it's considered
until
one
the
of the
end.
worst.
I mean, there's literally a point where Brent, the stand-in for Charlton Heston, who shows up in the beginning of the movie for no good reason, because Charlton Heston didn't want to be in the sequel. But they finally talked him into the cameo bits that he did. But anyway, regardless, there's literally a point at about an hour and some minutes into the movie where he escapes, gets captured, only to escape again. You could literally cut all of that out and lose nothing but the final appearance of Zira and Cornelius, which really doesn't add or subtract anything from the movie either. Like literally, you could cut it out, and my editing brain is working here. I'm like, yep, you could have totally cut that whole thing out. And the first 10 minutes of the movie is just a retelling of the first movie, and then it's just a retread of the first movie for almost an hour.
Yep.
And then you get the ending, which is the only good part of the film, where actually stuff happens finally. Because finally you discover and find out that underneath the planet is a group of humanoids that are mutated. And spoilers, Charlton Heston ends up blowing up the planet at the end.
Yeah.
So, and this came out of the fact that Richard D. Zanuck had gotten fired by his dad from Fox. And so that was one of the original endings, but they didn't want to go with that in case they wanted to do another one. So after he got fired, I guess he called up the producer or the other producer or the director and says, fuck it, blow the planet up. Because he thought that way they couldn't do another one. But little did he know that they already had designs to do yet another one. And of course, that's one of the better ones of the series, which is Escape from Planet of the Apes. After you get past the ridiculous concept of how it happened, it is actually one of the better of the series because you get the idea that Cornelius and Zira escaped at the last minute before the planet exploded with another ape in Charlton Heston, aka Taylor's old ship. and they ended up getting shoved back in time because of the blast, which is basically the explanation they give us. But from there, the movie goes into a completely different direction, and is still one of the better last sci-fi films of that era, as far as how the ending goes and where it goes from there. And of course, part 4 is a fan favorite as well, and this version has both versions of it on here, the unrated version and the original PG cut. And the big difference, of course, being the ending. And then, of course, the 5th film, which I feel like gets bashed unnecessarily. You actually get 2 different cuts here of that too. Although you can tell that movie is wearing its budget. It's a very slimmed down budget of a film. That's the movie where they take a lot of the storyline for the newer films that are out there, 4 and 5, believe it or not. So, no, overall, I think the 5 films are a great series. Now, of course, it did get an animated in a television series, but maybe more on that later. But for now, if you can get your fucking hands on this stuff.
Yeah, especially with like Disney taking over the shit, like stuff like that just disappears, and it's out of print, and it takes so much money to get. So, but no, I'm really glad I still have my set like that, and I also have a separate Blu-ray of the first movie as well from when they released it. Separately.
Is there anything different about it? Because I did see they did that, but I don't. Is there anything different about it, or is it just the same disc?
Give me a second, I'll go get it.
As far as I remember, it was just a separate release.
That's what I remember too. I think it might be the same disc, but let me grab it real quick. Hold on.
Yep. So yeah, we need a 4K of Planet of the Apes. It's bullshit. That's all I can say about that. I think Runner ran away.
I'm back.
Name.
I'm back. Shouldn't have took me too long. Let's see. I'll show up my camera real quick. So this is, if I can get it to.
I just got back.
Yeah, I thought about getting that because I think you can still get that one fairly cheap.
And it's got all the special features and stuff on it.
It's the same exact stuff, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. Got the audio commentary by Roddy McDowell and Kim Hunter. Audio commentary by composer Jerry Goldsmith. Text commentary by Eric Green. Science of the Apes, bonus view, Beyond the Forbidden Zone adventure game. There's the game we are talking about. Public service announcements, Evolution of the Apes, Impact of the Apes, Behind the Planet of the Apes documentary. Yeah, I believe it's the same one that's in that because as far as I remember.
What's the disc look like? Oh, yeah, they reprinted the disc. Because they did it for both versions. They reprinted it. Because the original set had the apes on each one. And there's another set. There's another version of that out there, too, which I think has the original Blu-ray disc. Because the covers look just like those old discs. Now, this one, they did the red motif. So they're all red.
Yeah.
But they're the same exact discs when you put them in the player, from my understanding. So,
because as far as I remember from my set, what's over there, it's the same Blu-ray. But I bought this. I think I bought this first before I bought the set, so that's why I have.
I think that was brought out for like one of the anniversaries.
Yeah,
just before Disney bought them, I think. Because this version is actually from I think 2008, so that's how old the scans are and shit. So
yeah, this is from 2014. This Blu-ray. But then I did buy the set when it was still readily available because I wanted all the apes. So
okay, so yeah, because the one they did, because this is actually the scan they did for the 40th anniversary or the 45th anniversary or whatever it was a while back, and that's basically the Blu-ray version you have of that. So that may have gotten released before the whole big box set even, but no. That's just 2014, so yeah, no, that must be another.
2014 on it.
That's a weird because that's not even an anniversary.
Yeah,
it came out in '68.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that release coming out, but it was just kind of an oddball release. I think it had a slipcover at first too.
Well, unfortunately, I did not get the slipcover. But then after I bought it, because I bought it first and I watched it, and I was like, damn it, I want the rest of the apes. And then I went back and I bought the box set, the one you have there. So, and then I went through and watched them all.
The only good human is a dead human.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Oh, I love these movies. They're great. Have you ever seen the originals, Runner?
I've seen the first one.
Just the first one.
Just the first one in the Caesar trilogy, which I have.
See, now
I have the 4K set right here.
Well, I'm going to talk about them too.
That's the only version I have. I want to get the Blu-ray.
You should watch because 4 and 5 is where they got the story for the Caesar trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, no, because I've been wanting to get the.
Because what happens is they have the baby, they get pregnant in 3, and they have the baby, but the government wants to kill the baby instead of just. This is what makes no sense to me, and this just shows you how much of a time period that the movie was made in. Like their whole thing is they're going to kill the baby. They're going to abort the baby. I'm like, why don't they just let her have the baby and then just make her sterile? You know, tie her fucking tubes. Like, problem solved. And then same thing with worrying about the other two. Get them their nuts cut.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
And then you don't have to worry about Planet of the Apes.
And everybody lives. But no, it's because some stupid government dude's got to be like, nope, we must stop this from happening. We'll worry about everything else tomorrow. We'll worry about global warming tomorrow. Well, we need to worry about this today, damn it. It's like, no, you're a fucking nut job. Because what's cool is actually sets up a different timeline. So what happens is it feeds into itself from the original film, but the Taylor from this timeline now will wind up in a completely different Planet of the Apes. Because the way that the 3rd and 4th and 5th film play out, instead of Aldo being the first ape who speaks, it's Caesar. And although Aldo is in the movies, he comes in later, but his role then changes completely. And I'm not going to spoil that for you because that also feeds kind of into inspiration for the newer films. But yeah, you should check them out. They're worth it. And then so Aldo kind of turns on the apes. He's kind of the Koba of that series in a way. So even though he was originally the one to lead the apes to the Planet of the Apes, the new version is in Caesar's image. So the last film, without getting too much spoiler, leaves you on a point where this version of the Planet of the Apes might be a little bit more accepting of Taylor when he shows up.
Yeah.
If that gives you any idea of kind of where it goes. So yeah.
I'm trying to find like the collection for like the original movies.
It's out of print, my friend.
Yeah.
You might be able to see it on either Disney Plus or get the digital versions, but
as far as
discs,
I know all of the.
You're better off going through like all your resale shops in town and hoping somebody doesn't realize what they have.
Yeah.
And finding one of the box sets. Yeah.
Oh, I've gotten. My friends and I have gotten lucky a few times with some.
Because this one is actually more impossible to find than the bigger set. The bigger set I've seen going for like $70.
Isn't there like a 50th anniversary set of a collection?
That's what I think that set is. That's what I think this was.
Because a coworker of mine says that he's got that.
That would be the big blue box of this version. And the only difference is like it's this big box that slides together, and then you pull it out, and there's like a book inside, and the book inside has all the movies in it. That's all it is, and it's called the Evolution set or something like that. All they did was slimmed it down into this version. But this is the more difficult one to come by for some reason, which is weird to me because this is the one that Walmart had. Like this was the cheapo version of it, like half the price or whatever at the time. I think I paid $30-$40 if that for it. And now good luck trying to find this version, but you can find that bigger blue box for like $70 to $90. No problem. But I'd avoid the DVDs because half the DVDs are not, they're like, it was a weird set because like the first movie I think is 16:9 enhanced, but 2 through the rest of them are not, I don't think. They're like rips off the laser discs. So like they're like really poor quality.
Yeah.
Even though they claim they're THX certified. Yeah, the laser discs were. Because I had that old box. I wish I still had it just for nostalgic reasons. That's also probably the VHS set that I had that on VHS and DVD, that same exact version, because that's when I had my video store actually. But
yeah, shit.
But all right, I guess we can go into the new stuff. I have that 4K set now. I actually wasted my money on it. And as you'll see, I didn't even open up part 2. And I just love how part 3 has the Disney fucking art on it.
Yeah, that's sucks.
But anyway, you don't need to buy that if you have the Blu-rays. To be honest with you, this looks actually, I would say this looks better than the 4K. And let me tell you why. Something happened to the coloring in the up conversion or whatever they did. Because like I compared a lot of the Blu-ray to, and this is an old ass Blu-ray. This is one of the early ass Blu-rays that came out.
Yeah, that's what I got. I don't have
this still has a
4K.
DVD with it. And I remember having this on DVD before I had the Blu-ray, I think. Maybe. When did this come out? Maybe not. No. I think I would have had Blu-ray by now. Yeah, no, I had this on just Blu-ray. Okay, but it does have a DVD with it. But yeah, so like I watched a bunch of scenes and compared them to the 4K. There's a yellowing going on in the 4K. Like where his shirt is completely white in this version, there's like yellow, weird greenish yellow throughout. And it does not upgrade at all. It's like it's not even like there's a difference in the quality. There's just a difference in the color grading. And I noticed the same thing for the part 3. So I didn't bother with part 2 because I actually have the 3D version of part 2 and 3. So nice. I watched these in 3D. And part 2 is actually really cool in 3D. It's one of the better 3D presentations, although I do like the third film just a smidge better than part 2. Part 2 is good, but it's just not as good, I don't think. Because Woody Harrelson takes this one over the top.
Oh yeah, he's really good in that one. And what's his name?
Gary Oldman's in the second one.
He is, but he's barely in it.
What's his?
And he's an idiot in it.
Yeah. But I like.
And I hate the guy. I hate the other guy that's in him. See, you might like that actor. I don't. That's the problem.
The Jason guy.
Yeah, Jason Clarke. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Jason Clarke.
I just, for some reason, something about him, I've never really liked him in anything he's been in, and I really hated when he played John Connor.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was a bad choice. Ooh.
Oh, Jason Clarke, that guy. He was in Oppenheimer.
He was, but he just, once in a while, as long as he's in a small part, I don't give a shit. But every damn time he's in a movie, he just, something about him. I don't like him. Even if he's playing the bad guy, I don't like him. I don't know what it is. He's just one of those guys, like, in Step Brothers, when the one dude's like, I don't know what it is about your face. I just want to punch you in the face right now. He's one of those guys with me. It's just like, I'd be sitting there listening to him, and he'd probably be really nice and a really nice guy and everything. And I'd be just like, just shut up. Just shut up. He'd be like, what's wrong? Like, I just want to punch you in the face right now. I don't know why. I just have this uncontrollable urge to punch you in the face, and I need you to leave before I do. Yeah, just for some reason. And he may be a charming, amazing, nice guy. Nothing wrong with him. But just something about, some people you just...
You got that face.
Just one of those faces you don't want to see anymore. I'm so sick of seeing him in everything. I don't like him. I don't know why, and I have no good reason. And it maybe makes me petty. But there's certain actors like that, like Sarah Jessica Parker was one of those. Can't fucking stand her. Cannot.
I
agree. So you get what I'm saying, right? It's just
no. I totally.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. They're great, and she might be a wonderful person. She could, even though, whatever, but she's still one of those people. I just be like, shut the fuck up and just go away, because I can't stand looking. And I'm not a beautiful person. I know I've got a grating voice to some people, and some people enjoy my voice, but it's just, I get it. I totally get it. If somebody come up to, I get it a lot, actually. I've been told that many a time, so it doesn't hurt my feelings.
Right.
Like, I've been told, like, you got a punchable face, or you look like a thumb, or you sound like a fucking asthmatic. Like, I've heard it all, man. You're not going to tell me anything I haven't heard. So, okay, I get it. I'm not your cup of tea.
Right.
Some people, I am their cup of tea, and that's cool. Some people, Sarah Jessica, she's a very popular actress. Jason Clarke, same business. He's been in plenty of films. That's one of the downgrades of that film. That's why I don't like the second one as much, I'll be honest.
See, the second one's my favorite.
Story-wise, it just it's kind of pointless. Nothing really happens in it that is of any consequence to the third film, and that's another reason why I don't like it.
Very much like the second Planet of the Apes of the originals. So
it is.
really,
I mean, you need it there to kind of get to the next one. It's the same thing exactly. Like, but what happens in the film with like them and the turning the power on, it doesn't mean shit in the next movie.
Right. But But I do like Steve Zahn in the third movie as Bad Ape. I do like
That
Bad
is
Ape.
one of the other reasons why I love that movie.
He's
'Cause
great.
Steve Zahn is great. I
He's
love
great.
Steve Zahn.
Oh man, Bad Ape is so good in that movie. When he's like trying to bust him out, and he's got that like, is this what I do?
I'm Bad Ape.
Yeah, Bad Ape. I love that, and I do think Woody Harrelson is great, and I do like how they explain what happened to the de-evolution of the humans compared to the apes, where they lose their voice and stuff like that.
Yeah. Which plays into the new film, and I think Runner and I are the only ones who've seen that, right?
Yeah, I've not seen the new one.
Yeah.
I've heard mixed things on the new one. So
I've seen it. Yeah.
What did you think, Runner?
I need to rewatch it because there were some annoying ass fucking kids sitting in front of me that were either talking on their phones with the with the fucking brightness on, like the brightest it can be, or using their flashlights, or just fucking running around the theater, being dumb. So
see, I would have complained and had him kicked out.
No, so they left during like the third act of the movie. Thank God.
No, I would have said something sooner than that, man.
I didn't want to say anything. I was just like, fuck, maybe they'll stop.
You know what I would have done? Pulled my phone out and called the box office from my phone. Just to be that more annoying, so they knew it was me. But yeah, anyway. I go through life trying to be an asshole, though. So
yeah, no, I didn't want to like create a scene.
Only the people who deserve it. For all those out there going, well, wow, that's a jerky thing to do. I'm like, no.
Only dude,
except for Runner, I'm mean to him.
See, but like I'm old enough. Like they're like, I don't know how old they are. They're probably like 10 or some bullshit.
Where were their parents?
I don't fucking know.
Were they in the theater? Did they leave with them or no?
No, I don't know if they're that young. They just looked that young. If that makes sense.
Well, I mean, it's a PG-13 film. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I
was able to
an old man at 21.
I mean, I was able to get into a PG-13.
Well, no, but you probably acted accordingly, right? Like, people don't give a shit if you act accordingly, but you're going to come in and act a fucking fool. I will make a big deal out of, where's your parents? How old are you? Okay, well, this is a PG-13 movie. Why are you here? I would go complain.
Yeah, for sure. Like, they weren't even, like, engaging with it, and then they just left during the third act. It's like, thank God. But yeah, like, but for the movie itself, like, I liked it. I thought it was good. I need to rewatch it again, but I didn't have a problem with it. It seemed like Tom liked it more than me.
I've heard people say that it was good, but it was meh. I've heard people say it sucked. I've heard people say,
here's my problem
it's really
with it. It's kind of like Ghostbusters. I didn't like it as much as it looks like I liked it because I have to fucking defend it. It feels like because you got so many people out there saying shit about the movie that's not even technically in the movie.
That's true.
And so now I'm like on the defense because of that, and I didn't care for the movie as much as like the Caesar trilogy, hands down, better movies.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a 7 out of 10 in comparison to those films, which Rise of the Planet of the Apes is almost a damn near perfect film. I give that a 10 out of 10. To me, that's the only film that has lived up to the original Planet of the Apes film. Rise. Now, past that point, the Dawn and War, I give about like an 8 out of 5, 8 out of 10, maybe 9 out of 10 for War. But this one I'd give like a 7. Because the problem is, it's just too much more of the same shit. It doesn't feel like it's breaking much new ground. We've seen this kind of a story already once before. In fact, the third act feels a lot like the third act of War of the Planet of the Apes. It wears the religious allegory a little too heavily around its neck, literally, in a sense. And if you see the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because I mean, the main character's name is Noah, and there is a flood. So like,
they were a little heavy-handed on the religious stuff.
Like, I mean, I kind of got it from the first film, but like this movie made me look, or first 3. This movie actually made me go back and look at the first 3 and go, "Oh wow, they are much more religious allegories than I thought."
Yeah, Caesar
clearly is Exodus and Moses, yes.
Yeah,
and this is Noah and a king. I can't remember which one or one specifically, or if it's just an amalgamation. But the king Caesar Proximus, he's clearly, there's got to be at least one or two kings that have used the word of God to for their own nefarious reasons, right? And twisted the teachings. Like that's what this is kind of about. Is somebody twisting Caesar's word. And the best character in the movie is Raka. He feels the most like a Planet of the Apes throwback to the old Planet of the Apes kind of character. And who he is kind of like this monk type kind of character who's kind of carrying on the actual word of Caesar, right? Like he's saying, like, Proximus has perverted Caesar's teachings, and I want to spread the good gospel of Caesar. So he kind of also tasks Noah with that, along with the thing he's already tasked with. So, I mean, it does feel a bit more religious, allegorical, and that's which makes it even funnier when people are like, "Oh, the movie's run by lesbians now." That was the one that, yeah, and exactly was my reaction too, because I didn't even notice it until somebody pointed out to me that the 10-second scene that they're talking about is that, and this is trying not to get too many spoilers, but there's a group of humans that are still alive, and they're all these scientists, right? And they almost all happen to be diverse women except for like one dude. Okay. And so everybody's freaking out about this one scene. Now I made the joke. I'm like, well, of course the world went to hell. It was ran by lesbians. Of course the apes are going to win. What the fuck do you think happened? They can't even change a fucking tire. But the other side of it was too, and like Script Doctor and other people brought this up this morning, actually, funnily enough, that if the shit were to go down the way it did, the bunkers and stuff that are set up throughout the world, the people that are going to go to them, besides like clearly the president and whoever, are women and children. Why? Because to repopulate the earth, we need at least 3 or more women to one man.
Yeah.
Diverse wise too. So that goes all the way back to like Dr. Strangelove, and that's based on the actual plan for what to happen if there was a nuclear fallout, right?
Right.
And in that plan, I believe it's 7 women to one man, right? But I mean, I guess logically to repopulate the world, if you have, let's say, a group of like 100 men, you're going to want at least 3 or more women to each man to be able to repopulate the world. Because women, it takes longer for them to procreate, right? So in that way, you can have a schedule where men are actually repopulating the world. It's going to be a shitty thing if it happens, but those men are lucky men, I guess. I don't know how else to put it.
What are they going to do when they start walking around wearing handmade tails?
Actually, I say that now, and I'm thinking like, oh shit, could you imagine dealing with 7 fucking wives?
You promise
7 fucking anniversaries and birthdays you forget? That's 14 days of the year. You got to remember. And gifts you got to buy for. And oh shit, if they all hang out on the same day, oh god.
Yeah.
Oh,
because
God.
it's like you could imagine. It's like you said you would spend this week with us. What the hell are you doing over there at Susan's house?
Yeah. That bitch can't give you what I can.
You have a son here. She gave you a daughter.
We have 17 million kids here. God damn it. I know you got 17 million kids over there too, but maybe some of these 17 million kids would like a little bit of your time.
They need their father.
They need yeah. So I hate to tell you that, yeah, the world would be raised and populated mainly by women, and men would just be procreating and rebuilding things probably. Because at that point, yeah, I mean, they don't think about that, do they?
No, they don't.
No, because honestly, I can't say there's anything woke in this movie, really. There is a female protagonist-ish. I only use that term lightly because she's not exactly a good guy.
No,
she has her own nefarious reasons for doing what she's doing, and at the end of the film, it's left in a way to where, yeah, you can kind of see why humanity's fucked. Like, I'm not kidding.
Do they I don't know if it's a spoiler, but do they bring up Nova anymore? Because I know Nova was left off in the war.
See, here was my other complaint. I was like, okay, I thought this was going to pick up where, the next generation. No. Okay, so here's the beginning. This is literally the beginning of the film, Greg. Picks up right after where Caesar died. Literally. You have Maurice still mourning Caesar, laying there on the rock. They pick him up. They have a funeral. You see Cornelius as a baby at his father's funeral. All this stuff for like the first 4 or 5 minutes of the movie. Fade out a few generations later. Literally.
Yeah.
It just jumps. and you're like, oh, okay, like what the fuck? So yes, there is a Nova in this movie, but it's not what you think, and I don't want to spoil it for you, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay.
Not the Nova that we knew. Okay, so it's but there's a twist to it. And speaking of twists, I was waiting for one, and I'm so fucking glad it didn't happen because I was waiting for it, and if it would have happened, I'd been like, you bastards, you blew it up, you maniacs. Because I was waiting for that Chicky Poo that's the main, the human, to turn around and go, my name's Taylor, and I'm from the past. I was just fucking waiting for that. But thank God that did not happen. But that also gets me to my next point, is they need to go do that. They need to get to the point where we're with Taylor now.
Yeah, I mean, because they bring it up at, like, in the first movie, his ship launches and everything.
And honestly, I can understand if they don't even go that far into the ape's future like they did in the original, because I even still find it hard to believe that 3,000 years into the future and evolution and all that business and all the farther the apes have gotten have been horses and guns.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Like they made guns and horses, but nothing else. Like,
and they still live in huts.
Exactly. So like I think at this point, if Taylor were to show up sometime closer to this generation, I wouldn't complain because it's more in line with the original films anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And also it's just you're also getting to the point with you start to realize how dilapidated the world looks already. And mind you, they didn't have a nuclear war that we recall that I can think of offhand in this version, right, Runner?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they did. Because I think everybody just died out because they did have war, but they didn't have nuclear war.
It's because of the flu and stuff, right?
Yeah, they just died out because of the flu, and then they had, the thing with Woody Harrelson was killing off people, like and that's where people turned on him because he was actually killing humans. Yeah,
wasn't the war like they stopped the nuclear war in War of the Rise of the Planet Apes? Isn't that what they did? I thought that's what.
Well, there was no nuclear war in Rise, as far as I know. Like that's literally like the seed.
I know, but wasn't like in war they were going to start launching nukes or something, but the humans started to deteriorate, and the apes sort of stopped it at that point in time.
I don't even think they mentioned it. That was my point, and they allude to in this one that there may be some nuclear weapons still around, but that was the point we were talking about this morning. Is that's the big deviation between the first film and the first films and this film. Was there? I don't know, Nerd Lord. I don't remember because I just watched them and I don't remember him talking about it. But let me look it up quick. But yeah,
I thought maybe there was like some nukes dropped, but I don't think there was I don't know. I don't remember. I haven't watched the new ones in a while.
Unless it was at the very end of Rise of the Planet of the Apes in the credits or something like that I don't recall. But I don't remember them saying they don't talk about like any fallout or any issues or anything like that. Because I don't think they're headed that direction at all.
Damn, James Franco. Just wanted to
I think the whole point was that this one was more of a biological thing, as they were going with.
Yeah, the simian flu thing.
Oh, yeah.
They call themselves the Alpha Omega Human Militia. I know that. Okay. The battle in San Francisco.
I could imagine Rookie rewatching this stream.
Oh wait, there's a map in this one, isn't there?
Wait, in which one? The 4K set?
Yeah, I got one in mine.
Yeah, I got one in mine too.
Maybe it says it in here if there is.
But nobody watched the Tim Burton one?
He's just like, fuck off.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about nuclear war here. It just says 10 years after simian flu, human survivors. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot this fucking thing came with a map.
Yeah.
Or a timeline or whatever.
Yeah, I don't see anything mentioned anywhere about any nuclear war or anything, yeah. Because my understanding from this one was all like, yeah, the virus spreads. Koba. Yeah, then it just jumps to all this stuff. They brace for war. They escape. They have the war, but of course there is no nuclear side of it, so. Yeah, unless somebody can find something. I don't think there was. So I think that's the big difference between this series and the original series. Is that this is all biological stuff.
Yeah.
which seems more believable now in some ways.
Yeah, especially after what
Especially post-COVID. Yeah. The simian flu doesn't sound so insane now, does it?
That and the movie The Stand.
Yeah, but I can honestly say if you already have these, don't waste your money.
Yeah, I have the Blu-rays. I never got the 4Ks.
Don't
I think I got the 4Ks for like a decent price anyway.
It is decently priced right now. Like actually it went down $5 more than when I bought it. I got it for $30. I was thinking, okay, $10 a pop. I'll give it a shot because I've had hit and miss with 4K up for converts. And I knew these were older ones, so I wasn't sure how they were gonna look. And I thought Rise was shot on film, but maybe not. But yeah, like I'm disappointed. Very disappointed.
Well, at least I'll keep on to my Blu-rays. If it ever drops cheaper than $30, maybe I'll buy it.
I seen it for 25 after I bought it, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah, like god damn it. But it's like, but really, it yeah, I can't recommend it as far as quality wise. Sorry, I wish I could. If you already own them, I mean, if you don't already own them, yeah, that's a decent price. So, and you also get the Blu-rays in here anyway.
Yeah, you do get the Blu-rays.
That's not bad. All right. So that was it for Tom.
Yeah, this is one of those rare cases where I will say that the Blu-ray actually looks better, especially for Rise.
Cool.
Just because of whatever they fucking did to it.
I wonder what happened during it. Like somebody color graded it wrong or something.
I don't know, but it looks weird as hell. It's wherever the light catches. It's wherever the light catches something white, it turns greenish yellow, like a band of greenish yellow across. Like I said, like if he has his whole arm here is like a white shirt that ends up here. So like any of the part where there's a crease where the white light would hit it, that's all now like yellow and shit. Whereas if you watch the old Blu-ray, it looks just fine, like normal.
Huh.
And I also noticed, like I said, there's no real uptick in any of the resolution. Doesn't really look much, which sometimes you'll get that. Like, I hate to say, give Shout the credit on this one, but I've even brought it up before. Like the Cult of Chucky and the Curse of Chucky ones that they did, those are shot in digital, but the 4K versions they have look so much better than the Universal Blu-rays. I was blown away.
Nice.
And the detail, the depth of detail. I remember saying that when we brought it.
When you brought on. I remember you saying
in
that.
Comparison.
Yeah. Damn Shot Factory.
And that could also just be because it's done in a newer, like these are old ass fucking releases. You got to remember, this came out so long ago, and 2 of these were done under Fox. And Fox, I hate to say it, notoriously did not put out the best 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah, they weren't always the best.
Yeah,
I miss old Fox though. I do miss old Fox.
Oh yeah, 20th Century Fox. I miss it too. Believe me.
Sad, I hate to say it. If Fox owned them now, if they were still Fox, they would have redone most of the shit.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Because a lot of their early 4Ks didn't come from the negatives. That's the problem.
Oh yeah.
Scans of the inner positives and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. All right.
One of the, like, I think Predator, like the Predator box set, like the first film, I think comes from the negative, but 2, 3, and beyond are all inner positive. So yeah.
Yeah, well, we know what happened with the
same thing with the X-Men and shit.
Predator Blu-ray from Fox.
The 4K looks good though, right?
They fixed the 4K.
They fixed the 4K, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I can't recommend like the X-Men 4Ks, for instance, even though the first 2 or 3, the first 3 actually should look amazing. They were inner positive scans, so they look like crap.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
I mean, the first one looks pretty good, but like not great.
Yeah.
Alien is one of their better ones, but Alien, that's the exception to the rule because they actually went back to do a theatrical release for the anniversary, so they had all the negative out and stuff for that. So yeah.
What about Die Hard? Wasn't that 4K pretty good?
I think the first one, but now I have all the digital ones on 4K, and the digital ones are definitely not. Because I tried to watch Die Hard 2 last year for Christmas, and I shut it off after a few minutes because I'm like, I guarantee my Blu-ray looks better than this.
Damn.
Yeah, and you'll probably
that's one of my first Blu-rays. Actually, was the Die Hard set.
Yeah, and you'll probably never get the rest of the Die Hards on 4K unless Sony doesn't for whatever deal they do.
Well, and Robert had said there's only been one movie that Disney has remastered in 4K since they bought of a Fox title. And I don't know what it is, and he wouldn't tell me.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if it's already been out or if it hasn't come out yet. I think it hasn't come out yet. That's why. So I would imagine that maybe Speed and stuff like that were things that Fox had done just before.
Speed looks good though on 4K.
Yeah.
See, and that's what I was saying is I think Fox was just coming around to understanding how 4K should look and can be used.
Yeah.
Like they were early adopters of it. They like that's the thing. So
they also released Heat as well.
Yeah, but I think they was that a Fox title?
It was released. It was Warner Brothers, but Fox released it for some reason, or 20th Century Studios, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at it here right now. Yeah, that's a weird one, but that's an older scan too. That's been around for a while.
Yeah,
because this old ass Fox Blu-ray I have is from that same scan.
Because it came out around the time when Disney was barely releasing shit on physical media, and they just happened to release Heat.
Well, I think that's because it was already set to come out.
Yeah.
See, because I have this set here, this version of it, which pisses me off because they put a fucking sticker on the. I tried peeling it off. See, this is from the 4K scan. So I remember this is the special edition when it came out, and because this is called the Director's Definitive Edition, and I think Fox was just planning on bringing out a 4K version of this.
Mm-hmm.
It just never got released because Disney bought them until they finally put it out.
Yeah,
because the digital version, I've had the 4K digital version for a while.
All right, Runner, let's go to you for your last pick and then my last pick. So what do you
the screen that I shared about that clip I tried telling you about?
You want to share this one?
Yeah, I think you'd get a good laugh out of this. So for those that just came in, I told Greg this story of John Carpenter's story on David Cronenberg because I talked about a few Cronenberg movies and shit. But here it is. I've seen this on Twitter and it's fucking hilarious.
Get together with these big masters of horror dinners that we see Eli and my buddy Darren and everybody talk about and stuff like that. What
a bunch of bums.
What goes on behind those doors? I mean, do you guys shoot the shit about the genre, or are you guys talking about having actual discussions about actual shit that's going on in the world?
Well, I haven't gone in a long time.
Yeah.
I went to the first few and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was just fun. Just have dinner and talk and insult each other and tell jokes. And then, it sort of became something else. And I think the night that got me was David Cronenberg showed up, and he's an old friend of mine. And unfortunately, he takes himself so seriously these days. He's an artist now. And literally, he was holding court in the middle of the room. So I came over to talk to him, and he didn't look at me. And I thought, there's enough of this. Forget it. Goodbye. I walked out. I don't need this anymore. And, fine. Eli Roth and his Hollywood hair, let him rule now. Darren Aronofsky secretly, I think, hates horror films. Let the geniuses go. Let them go. Let them be geniuses. I'll stay home.
Play Xbox.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. That sounds like pure John.
Yeah, I love it.
I forgot about the Darren Aronofsky part. That's
secretly hates horror movies.
Secretly hates horror.
Let's ask John Carpenter what he thinks of elevated horror.
Oh, somebody did.
He asked him that.
Yeah, somebody asked him that. I read it. He's like, I have no idea what that means.
I have no idea. What that
I imagine if he did, he'd be like, elevated horror can suck my dick.
Yeah, I believe he did not like it. He really did. He had no idea what it was, and they tried to explain to him.
Or
and
he'd be like, was that what you watch when you watch a horror movie high?
That's kind of what it sounds like.
He's like, I do that all the time.
I hate elevated horror.
I also love when they asked him about retirement, about what he's going to do when he retires. He's like, I'm just going to smoke a lot of weed and watch all my movies all day.
And like play video games.
Play video games, yeah.
Yeah, it surprises me that he's a huge gamer.
Yeah.
He loves it.
No, I guess that he's always been one. I guess.
Yeah.
I would fucking love if John Carpenter just started like a Twitch channel. That'd be fucking hilarious. He's fucking screaming
And
at
just talk
kids.
shit all the time. Yeah,
Literally, just talk shit at kids and shit. That'd be fucking
You know
hilarious.
who I am? I probably fucked your mother.
I was gonna say it'd be fucking hilarious.
I might even be your grandfather.
Nobody would nobody fucking know who he is, and it's like, wow.
I'm the rock star of directors, motherfucker.
Exactly. This is what he said right here. It says, when asked, when John Carpenter. It says, when asked John Carpenter, are you familiar with the phrase elevated horror? He replied, I don't know what that means. I mean, I can guess what it means, but I don't really know. And he said, pressed again about movies like Ari Aster's Midsummer, Heredity, he said, I have no idea what you're talking about. So that's what his thoughts on elevated horror.
I could totally see him not understanding.
Yeah, and Cronenberg's kind of a dick. I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, he does this Star Trek Discovery.
Not even kind of a dick. He's a dick.
Yeah.
I could
He's
totally.
not my favorite. He's a little full of himself.
I mean, I love his
give me
movie.
Lynch any day. Lynch would have said hi to him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He'd have been like, "Oh my God, it's John Carpenter."
Elevator horror. That's why I love the Joe Bob Bridge things when they asked him about it, and he's like, "That's horror when you're in an elevator and you're going up." Or no, that's horror when you're in an airplane and you're in the sky. And he just keeps making fun of it, and they're like, "No, seriously." And he's just like, he goes, "Let me explain it to you. Elevated horror is for horror movies for people who don't like horror."
Yeah, it's horror that's up its own ass. That's the other definite. I'll see also. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically people who like Midsummer. It's
fuck this movie.
Yeah, no, Midsummer's. I don't like it as much as.
It's just millennial problems. Is all that movie's about.
I would love to see a movie with Dave and Dave. The two of them just. The whole movie is basically just Lynch telling David Cronenberg how much of a fucking. You're such an uppity asshole. And nobody likes you.
You can't believe it. You suck cock.
If you can believe it.
That's funny. Speaking of David Lynch, I saw this clip. I saw another clip on Twitter of it was, I forget what set it was in, but somebody was telling him like the scene was running for too long, and David Lynch is like, "What is this? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Fucking hey, man."
I love it when what I saw was like they asked him. He said, "Can you explain the scene?" He goes, "No, watch it. It explains itself. I don't want to talk about it. That's why I made it." Or whatever. I can't remember how he said it, but yeah, like he didn't want to talk about it because the scene explains itself. He says. But anyways,
David Lynch is a national treasure.
Yeah,
he's great.
What's your final pick, Renner, so I can get to mine?
I had another Monica Bellucci dream. That's another fucking thing that David Lynch would say. But no, this is my last pick. I think one of you mentioned it earlier. A great, surprisingly Paramount 4K scan.
Oh, Major League,
and I got my locker decorated.
You put the magnets all over the front of it like that.
Yeah, I decorated my locker like every other kid did.
That's cute. That's
I mean, that's pretty clever, actually. But
yeah, what? Thought I'd give it a little decoration to it. Like I didn't want to just not use the fucking magnets. But yeah, fucking great movie. It, like you said, it looks great on 4K.
It does.
Fucking hilarious as well. Like, cause I remember, have you ever like been recommended those videos from like some of the 4K channels or physical media channels being like, do we really need comedies in 4K? It's like comedies like this we need in 4K.
Oh yeah, that looks great. That's a movie that you could.
Well, this is an elevated comedy. I couldn't resist.
As you could tell by the elevated.
What is
Wasn't
elevated
skewed.
comedy? Like fucking The Big Lebowski? I mean, like,
I could kind of see that.
what the fuck is this shit?
We're just gonna call everything elevated now. It's an elevated drama, an elevated comedy, an elevated horror movie, an elevated romance movie.
Oh my god, an elevated romance.
It's an elevated dramedy biopic.
He's having an existential crisis about who should be the man she marries.
And he's pregnant with an alien. But he doesn't know who the father is or the mother. Yes, he was probed. If you can believe it.
Believe it. I love it. No, but that is surprisingly a really good looking 4K from Paramount for Major League. I dig it. I'm glad they did put that on 4K.
You can tell it's a newer scan.
Mm-hmm.
They went back to the negative clearly, and it looks gorgeous. They didn't fuck with it too much. Elevated physical being.
Yeah,
where you get high.
But
It has the Mighty Ducks guy's brother in it.
Oh yeah, the Mighty Duck guy.
Yeah, the Mighty Ducks guy's brother. The guy from Hot Shots, right?
Yeah, Hot Shot. I watched both of those movies recently.
First time?
Yeah, first time.
They're great. Was this your first time for the Major League?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say.
No, I've seen it before. I saw it with my dad, I think, the first time. And I saw it, and I told my dad, I'm like, hey, I got the 4K for Major League, and he was kind of he wasn't too happy when I watched it without it. Because my dad's like fucking huge into baseball.
You don't watch that movie without me. Where's the belt?
Nah. We're all adults.
I'm going to teach you what elevated ass whooping is.
Oh my god, the fucking elevated. Jesus Christ.
Now that was good. An elevated ass whooping. That's a line I can actually see your dad using. Like, boy, you done fucked up. This is gonna be worse than the regular. This is gonna be an elevated ass
Elevated ass whooping.
It's gonna be up to a whole new level of ass whoopings.
That shouldn't be as funny as it is. Oh my god. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna fucking use that on my friends. Just fucking use elevated on like anything.
Then elevated Debbie Does Dallas.
It's like the new Extreme. Remember in the 90s when everything was extreme?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They even did a South Park episode of that.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah. That I just hate elevated horror. But no, that's a really good steelbook. I do like the way that steelbook looks. I didn't do the magnet thing like you did, but I
know.
I do like the 4K scan of that, and everything is good.
I mean, I might use the magnets for something else, but I'm just like, well, the steelbook's magnetic. I might as well just decorate my locker. My locker-looking steelbook, which is like that's a good use of a steelbook, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, at least the magnet that they stick to the back of it was fine. I still don't understand why they stuck the poster for the Footloose on the back of the steelbook for the Footloose steelbook.
Speaking of that, I also got that too, but I didn't feel like talking about that one as compared to Major League because I watched.
I mean, it looks good. Like we learned though, it came from an inner positive. So
I was gonna say it didn't. There was some parts where I'm like, yeah, I could totally tell where Tom's coming from. It's not look like a 4K scan. There are even certain shots that just looked like a fucking. It looked like it came from a DVD. Like there's a certain shot in like one of the bathroom scenes or whatever that was like blurry as fuck. Like it did not look 4K whatsoever.
All right. Do you want to say anything else about Major League or anything?
Yeah, I don't know. Major League is fucking great. I love the cast. You know, it's a quotable movie. Hats for bats. Keeps
for
bats
bats.
warm.
Yep.
Jesus, I
So
like that man. like shit like that. Oh yeah, Wesley Snipes is great in it too.
Shit, I've been cut already.
I love the part where like they throw him out and he's like sleeping outside with the bed, and then he just wakes up and he just fucking kicks their asses first place, like during the running drills, and it's like, fuck, put this guy in the team. He's fucking fast as hell.
Yeah.
But he can't fucking hit a ball or anything. It's fucking hilarious.
He always hits the pop-ups.
Yeah. And by the way, yes, Nerdporial, I have the 4K for Field of Dreams.
Yes, Field of Dreams does have a 4K.
And by the way, I am gonna be on his Chill Porial cast tomorrow night.
Oh, nice. Nice.
An elevated
Chilporial stream.
Yes.
That's going to be the new word for everything.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to use that now.
It's the millennium. Good word, my man. All right. Well, do you want to talk anything else about Major League before I move on to my final pick?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they should do an elevated baseball movie and call it Major League. No, I'm kidding. Don't just leave it as it is.
Yes, it's a great movie. It's a great movie. I love it.
It's fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else to say about it. Like, it's a good movie. Because I feel like you guys talked about it a decent amount of times already, but it's like,
yeah.
But like I like just got the steelbook or whatever when I like the package came in with some of my other like stuff that I bought like when I just moved back over here, so it's pretty convenient.
I was like, I've been off the show for months and I wanted to talk about all these movies, but I couldn't. Now I got them, and you guys already talked about them.
Yeah, but like I did want to get the Major League Steelbook really fucking badly, and thank God Amazon still had it on sale.
It's a good deal. Good deal.
A good deal, good scan, and when I heard that, I was like, all right, that's good.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll move on to my final pick because we have been. I think this is the first 3-hour show we've done in a very long time. So it's been over 3 hours. Thanks to Runner. He's back, everybody.
Hey, at least I'm not Rook. And I love Rook. I keep telling him, I'm like, dude, we need to talk soon.
Yeah.
Like now that I'm like done with my first year of film school, like we gotta fucking talk, man. We gotta fucking talk because we've been talking a lot about just random shit, but I'm technically his replacement, and considering like because I've watched like pretty much like every other stream you guys have done, and my God, the journey you guys have to go through with Rook. So much to be had.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
A lot of work. Gremlin shit. What else? Like fucking that fucking shitty battle droids thing that he brought. Oh my God! I'm like, I'm sitting there. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you buying shit from the dollar store?
That's what he does. That's what he does. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show my last pick.
I'm like, don't do like no one does that, dude. Like you're wasting your time.
That's how he plays movies. But I'm gonna go ahead and show my last pick. We don't have to talk about it long. I'm probably the only one that's seen it. But
of course.
Yeah, it's George Romero's The Amusement Park.
Oh, I've heard of this.
Yes, this was his lost film that they found. What really upsets me about this is this was found and they scanned it in 4K. So you can watch this on Shudder in 4K, but they've only put it out on a Blu-ray.
Oh wow.
So that pisses me off about it, but I had to have it because it's his lost film, and This is, I'll be honest with you, I like the movie. I think it's a good movie, but I think you'd have to be a hardcore George A. Romero film if you wanted this in your collection. You know what I mean? What?
You said film. George A. Romero film.
I
Not
said film.
fan.
No, I think you'd have to be a hardcore George A. Romero fan if you want this film in your collection.
Oh, you didn't say fan.
Yeah. Whatever.
Okay, I'm just saying your sentence is a little off. That's all.
Whatever. You're a little off. You need an elevated ass whooping.
Okay, now the joke doesn't fucking work anymore. You fucking ruined it, Greg.
No, it works perfectly fine.
No, fuck you. You ruined it.
Anyways,
it makes no fucking sense now.
Yeah, it does. Anyways, this is his lost film that they found and restored in 4K, which has never got a 4K release. It is available on Shudder if you got Shudder for 4K. But it's essentially it was a film made by the who was it that made it? It was one of his George Romero's first films that he ever shot because he was contacted by the I want to say the Lutherans. I believe it was the Lutherans to do this film about it's about aging. It's what aging does. It's this old man at this amusement park, and he's basically in the amusement park is what he's going through is what old people tended to go through in the 70s as they got older, with like the people like turning on them and losing their family and everything. And it does get a very little sort of frightening and ages, you know, with the age and everything and stuff like this. And this man gets increasingly just like bombarded by things into where he's just like humiliated and everything. And like, it's this really weird wrap around because like the movie starts with him actually talking to himself in this white room and he's all beat up and he's saying, don't go out there. And the guy goes, yeah, I'm going to go out there. And he goes out there and then you go through the movie. But it's a good, I enjoy the movie. You can see the George Romero in it, you know, his zombie, you know, where the zombies would eventually come from and everything and stuff like that. And so, yeah, if you want it, I'd say go ahead and get it. But kind of sucks that they scanned it in 4K and never put it out on a 4K. The GARF found it, George A. Romero Foundation, they call it GARF. They actually did it, but they never put the 4K out. But there you go. That's my final pick.
You think they would release a 4K for that? Because hasn't Shudder released some things?
They have, which I'm surprised they didn't. So I don't know why they didn't. Because I know what's that movie I like?
The one with Martin Cove and Stephen Lang.
Yeah, that one.
I have that.
That's on 4K. Mayhem is on 4K.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They released that one Santa Claus movie, which I thought sucked. That was on Shudder.
The one with
the robot Santa.
The robot Santa Claus.
They released that on 4K, but not in America.
Because I was gonna say, I seen the Blu-ray for that. I didn't know that had a 4K.
It's not an American release of the 4K of that.
I heard that one wasn't that good anyway.
Yeah, it's not a good. That movie's horrible. But I've never been a fan of Christmas horror movies. Really, I just haven't.
I'm trying to think of a Christmas horror movie that I liked. Well, Gremlins.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's a bit different.
I know.
I hate when they focus it around like yes, Gremlins is a Christmas movie, but I hate when they focus it around like Santa Claus killing people, and especially when they bring in little kids. I don't like that.
Yeah, no, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Make Santa the fucking hero and make that a horror movie.
Yeah. I did like Adam. Well, they did. It was Bill Goldberg. He plays Krampus. No, there's also one where he plays Santa Claus fighting a demon or something. I don't know. Maybe that's a different movie I'm thinking about. But I did like Adam Marcus's Christmas movie. The director of Jason Goes to Hell, he made a movie called Secret Santa. I thought that was a fun movie. But yeah, I do like the amusement park. I thought it was a good movie. I'm just a little bummed that they never put it on 4K. After scanning it in 4K, they find it and they decide, hey, we found this. We thought this was lost forever. We didn't think it was ever going to be found. We found it. We scanned it in 4K. You can stream it in 4K, but we're not going to sell it on 4K. I kind of like, what the fuck? But no, it's a good one. It's a good one if you're a fan of his. If you want to see how he started and everything, and you could see you knew what he was going to end up doing. But yeah, there you go. Any final words from anybody before we close it out?
No, that's it.
No.
I hope everyone has an elevated night.
Hope we elevated your time here. With that being said, thank you all for watching, and thank you all of everybody in the chat that hung with us tonight. Everybody home for watching. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Render, for hanging with us as well. And as always, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
How you doing? Bitches leave.